The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is, wow, there's a litany of brand new free agents around the NFL Tuesday, August 30th. This show begins now.
Football
is in full force today, and it's not on the field. No, it's all the shit happening off the field. And obviously, there was a massive restructuring of a contract in San Francisco that'll carry a lot of the conversation here early. But today is a massive day for all the teams of the NFL as they make their final cuts on who's going to make the squad. Does that mean it's final as of today? No. There's some people that are going to be on rosters today about 5 p.m. because 4 p.m. is cut-off time. They're going to be calling their family, calling their friends. They're going to go to bed tonight. I'm a fucking NFL player. Then 2 days from now, they're going to walk into lunch at the facility. Hey, how's it going? Take some chicken salad, do that whole thing. They're going to sit down and eat that food. That's going to be their last fucking meal in that building. And the rosters will continually be fluid right now, but we will get a first glimpse at who some brand new free agents that are going to be on the move today. That should be a lot of fun for teams all around the NFL because, you know, there's some big names getting released right now. There's some notables. There's a lot of people we haven't heard of, but there's some dreams coming true, some new dreams probably starting, and maybe some insurance salesmen finding their way back home. The boys are here, Talks Table, at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. Obviously, one half of the Hammer, Dahn Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. And joining us live in studio, host of the Man to Man podcast, Darius Butler. D-Butt, let's get this out of the way right now.
Right now?
Right now. This upcoming season is going to have a lot of things that we have not had in the past.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because what once started as a show in a haunted basement, you remember it was haunted.
Oh, yeah.
Has now grown into a show that is about to move into a brand new studio, a brand new home, a brand new facility. The studio is very nice. Very expensive, very nice.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of money and hard work was put into it to make it better. A negotiation happened with NFL Films so that we can get footage rights this season so we can maybe do the same things as the people that we see on network television.
That's right.
And hopefully celebrate the game in a bigger way, in a way that hasn't happened in the past. Obviously, Sirius XM contract comes to an end. We do not continue there. We appreciate everybody at Sirius. Nothing but a how you doing, keep it moving. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Sirius.
Thank you, Sirius. But with that being said, new studio, focusing full-time on the video representation of this particular show, getting footage rights, getting a little bit of a bank from multiple companies and having the ability to grow and make things better, hopefully, around here. We have a lot of people that are going to be coming through the office to break down film and bring an energy to our show on a weekly basis that's going to make us better, make the show better, and hopefully make this season the greatest season that we or anybody has ever had.
Hell yeah.
Adding to that list, Darius Butler will be in the studio every single Wednesday and Thursday this upcoming season. Wednesday will be a big film day for D-Butt to break down film. So he'll probably come in each hour, have his own segment. Thursday, he'll just be joining us on stage for the entire show. D-Butt, you fit this show perfectly. You've always got the show. You've always made time for this show. You're a great teammate. You're becoming an even better media personality. Yeah. We appreciate the hell out of you. We can't wait for this show.
Hey, yeah, D-Butt. Guys, man, appreciate you, Pat. It's going to be a lot of fucking fun this year. Can't wait, man.
I think so. Honestly, I believe it is. The energy in, anytime anybody's in the studio, the energy's awesome.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not just in here while we're live, but also out there, new conversations, new takes, new everything. So with you being live every single week, Wednesday and Thursday, we can't wait for it. It's going to be a great middle of the week energy that's going to fly in from South Florida. Ooh, it's cold. A lot of that. There's a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
You remember we go down to warm weather climates. This motherfucker's got a hoodie on.
Sweatpants.
And sweatpants.
Ridiculous.
He's got Indianapolis winter staring him right in the fucking face again. And I'm excited to watch you kind of relive through that entire thing.
It's going to be good, man. I kind of miss winter a little bit.
Do you?
I've missed the last few years, so now once, Thanksgiving hits, the weather actually changed, so it'll be fun.
Oh, you also have a chance to show off fits.
Absolutely.
It's a new fit. Yeah.
Get your fit on.
Put that shit.
Debo, we're pumped. We're thankful.
Same,
We
man.
got some film today that we're going to break down with you. You're going to showcase why Tyreek Hill is Tyreek Hill and how Tyreek Hill should be treated and should have been treated for his entire career. And some people get baptized by Tyreek Hill on a field in the middle of a preseason game, and it ends up everywhere because he is different. Speaking of different, we did not expect this Jimmy G situation to go the way it did.
No.
And although Ian Rappaport and many other media stooges were saying, there's a chance Jimmy G remains on San Francisco 49ers, and people like myself and others that have maybe played in the game or have been lucky enough to be in an NFL locker room have said on many occasions, that'd be weird. If you're trying to make this the Trey Lance regime, which they have been doing from the beginning. Remember, Shanahan's come out and said Trey Lance is our starter. Yeah. George Kittle came on the show and was like, hey, Trey Lance is coming to tight end university. Love Jimmy G. We've loved Jimmy G, but this is Trey Lance's team now. Trey Lance's team now. Everybody that's ever been in the locker room goes, well, if it's Trey Lance's team, they're doing the right thing. They kept Jimmy G away from the team. He wasn't in meetings, wasn't in the locker room, was just kind of doing his own thing, biding his time so that he could not have any sway over the locker room that he was once the leader of, so much so that they went to the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship just last year. So we always said that if Trey was to struggle or Trey is the starter, it's going to get fucking loud. Not only from the fans, if Jimmy G's there, but also in the locker room. There's a lot of guys that aren't ready to just rebuild and project for the future because who knows how long your career is going to be. If Trey Lance has a game like he had just the other night in preseason where those balls are ugly, he was missing targets, it's going to be hard for George Kittle, who's one of the greatest teammates of all time, not to at least let a thought sink into his mind. There's a guy right fucking there that is ready to go, that has led us to the promised land before. We didn't win, but he has led us to the promised land, and we're going through this. We didn't know how that would work. We told Ian Rappaport as such yesterday after we went off the air. Jimmy G has agreed to a restructure of his contract with the San Francisco 49ers. $6.5 million guaranteed, $500,000 in roster bonuses, which equates to $27,777 per week if he's on the roster, which we shall assume he will be, and another $9 million in playing incentives, which we can assume the amount of time he's on the field, if he's a starter or not, if they're good or not, where they go to, playoffs, wild card weekend, and if he makes a Pro Bowl, that's another $9 million. So that's a total of potentially $16 million in salary next year for Jimmy G if he starts, and they probably win a Super Bowl. It clears $18.6 million in cap space for the 49ers due to the signing bonus, cash over cap, let's move some shit around game that everybody's playing. But now that Jimmy G's back in the building.
That's tough.
Darius Butler, who's been in an NFL locker room, you said the same thing I said from the beginning. And we were telling people they were wrong. They were not. I think Ian Rappaport from the beginning is like, there's a chance he's still on the team. We don't know how that'll work. Jimmy G's going to be the starter of this team at some point. Don't you think, D-Bud? I don't see any other option here.
I mean, I was coming into it ready to kind of look at Trey Lance's year this year. It's almost like his junior year in college because he hasn't played a lot of football. And we saw, I don't want to overreact from preseason, but it didn't look like he was ready, comfortable in that offense. And like you said, this is a team that is built outside the quarterback for a championship. They were literally just in the NFC Championship. Jimmy G has won there consistently with a lot of guys that are in this locker room still.
Yeah, so 15 guys, I think, still from the Super Bowl team.
Yep.
It's tough.
That's a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah. Sure. And it's not like he's going to be away now. Like, he'll be practicing, I'm assuming. So he'll be probably the scout team quarterback. So if he goes out there just dotting up the starters every week and then Trey Lance goes out and struggles for a couple weeks, how is that managed in the locker room? How is that handled? Now, we've been in a bunch of locker rooms, haven't been in San Fran's locker room, so I'm not going to speak for them. But it would be tough. It would be tough. It would be tough to watch that. And it's tough for Trey, man.
Natural human instinct. It is definitely tough for Trey mentally to get through it. But natural human instinct, if you're being directly hurt in a situation and you think, we've had the success with this, it's hard not to just do that. Now, I know that everybody says it's a team and you just do what you're told and everything. And I get that, but there's actual humans in there, not Madden video game characters in there. This isn't fantasy football. These people actually have to interact every single day. So it's Trey Lance's team. They're saying $16 million of salary potential for Jimmy G if he plays and they win. I just don't know how it works out. I honestly have no idea. Let's assume they got the right leadership, right? They can handle it. D-But, let's just, best case scenario, they can handle it.
They got paid the big bucks for a reason, Lynch and Shanahan, so They know this team better than we do. Now they're not in their locker room. The players obviously got to handle that. But it's one thing to have external pressure for the quarterback, for a young quarterback like Trey. But like you said, when it's internal in that locker room, it's like, shh.
We're just telling you reality.
Yeah, this is real shit. Now if Jimmy G's gone, it's like this is your Trey. That's our guy. We got to live with the ups, the downs. But if he's there and you're seeing him every day, it's just a different dynamic. But like you said, let's hope they figure it out.
Yeah, because it's turning of the page whenever it's like, hey, Jimmy's not here anymore. It's Trey Lance. So although there is still a thought probably from the fans, coaches in that building, and players in that building, like we'd be much better off if Jimmy was our quarterback this year. Next year, like if Trey was the only quarterback on the roster, Nate Sudfeld I think was number 2, and Jimmy was not on the roster because they either cut him, and Jimmy only got $2 million I think if they were to cut him as of today.
Yes.
That's all he would get. So a lot of people are saying, why do you take such a pay cut? He's a bad businessman. I don't know. He's probably only get $2 million. Always going to get paid somewhere else when salary caps are already basically at their max. I think this is actually a pretty good deal for Jimmy G to get back into a good team that's in contention. And they wouldn't have done this if they didn't think that he was potentially going to play or if they were going to trade him. If this was just going to become an easier trading tool. We'll talk to Michael Lombardi in about 7 minutes, who obviously has a lot of knowledge on this situation and with the NFL. Excited to hear his thoughts. But it's going to be natural, I think, just if he struggles at all, which all young quarterbacks are going to do anyways. But if he struggles with the things that Jimmy's good at, like throwing and deciphering what is supposed to happen, leadership, right? Isn't Jimmy known as like a great leader? Like everybody fucking loves him in there. It's just like if Trey struggles with any of the things that Jimmy's great at, natural human reaction. I don't give a fuck how old you are, how much you're paid, what you do for a living. Natural reaction is just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Why don't we just fucking go to that? We only got 15 games left. We only got 10 games left. We only got 9 games left. If we win them all, we can still go and do what we got to do. Let's assume Trey figures it out. Shanahan gets an offense where Trey Lance is going to thrive, and this will be a non-starter, non-issue. But goddamn, it's going to get loud if there's any stumbles at all.
You guys talked about it from the locker room side, but also the fan side. They watched him take him to the Super Bowl. They watched him take him to an NFC Championship last year. I mean, any sort of struggle from Trey, especially because he's
don't want to be negative. We don't like being negative. It's brand new free agent day. It's not players getting cut.
That's right. Any sort of struggle, especially because he's only in his second year. It's like, and they've seen guys like Rodgers sit for 3 years and other guys sit for 3 years and stuff like that. Like, hey, Jimmy's he's definitely gonna be a free agent after this year. They set his contract up where he's gonna be a free agent after this year. There's probably a lot of 49ers fans that are saying start Jimmy and let Trey sit for another year because that would benefit probably the team as a whole, not only this year, but going forward.
You think fans are saying that? What do you think some of these coaches on defense say?
Yeah.
Linebacker coach, defensive end coach who's got dogs. They got a team that can go if the quarterback plays. They're having conversations with each other around.
And I mean,
Jimmy G can fucking complete some of these.
Trey Lance is super talented, but, once again, I expect him to have some struggles early. You look at all the quarterbacks from last year outside. I mean, Mac Jones had a pretty good year as a rookie. All the other guys, most of them, they stunk. Trevor Lawrence stunk. Zach Wilson stunk. Justin Fields, like all these guys. Davis Mills had a solid year, so you expect him to struggle early. But when you traded all those assets and you have a team, once you have Bosa, one of the best pass rushers, Williams, best left tackle. Like, you got players.
Kittle,
you got dogs.
Debo.
Like, you got players all around that roster that can compete. And you can't take these years for granted as a player. Like, you went to Super Bowl your rookie year.
Yeah, never. 2 years later, we're completely defeated.
That's how it is in this league. So let's be positive, though.
What's your problem?
Hey, that happens when you lose a Peyton Manning all time. Great, I understand, but
we had him on the roster still at that particular point. True. But he had a bunch of wires coming out of his fucking neck day 2 training camp. Remember?
And, you turn it around very fast with Andrew Luck. It's not like you had 5, 10, 15 years of bad football. But
you're right.
With the Niners, I think the first 3 games,
and then balls were deflated.
Yes, exactly.
Anyways, go on.
And then that got kind of, blown up, and then Brady beat, the best defense of all time. Whatever. That's in the past. Who cares what happened?
Of course, yeah.
With the Niners, though, can Jimmy G just turn it off? Because obviously he can't be the same, leader, captain.
Well, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
They say they can't get a hold of him for months at a time.
Sure. In the offseason.
Which is absolutely fine.
Jimmy G's like, all right.
Yeah, but when they're coming out, it's Trent Williams, Debo, and Jimmy G. They're kind of leading the pack out there. Does he turn that off? Does he have to become a
You're talking about with the boom box.
With the boom box, doing the whole entire thing. In the first 3 games for the Niners are very gettable, but up until the bye week, it's not the easiest schedule.
Ty, let's say you're a fan of the Niners. What did this move tell you, you think?
Well, I was just like, don't you think that it's probably going to end up Jimmy G's not going to start the year, but it'll probably end up morphing into like what it was last year unless they start, 6-0 or whatever, where they have Trey.
Who do they play?
They have Trey Lance packages. Because I can't remember, maybe it might have been Jordo Schultz yesterday who was talking about the offense and how Shanahan wants to kind of like dumb everything down for him. Why are you putting the training? Well, right, yeah, exactly. But why are you putting
what were you saying exactly? Too? I didn't say anything.
Sometimes I think Schultz comes on here and just blow smoke up our asses.
No,
but hey, that's neither here nor there.
Schultz,
yeah.
Are you telling Jordo that right now? He's going to see this.
I hope he does. Hey, I love you, Jordo, but sometimes I think you come on here and kind of just say whatever the hell you want, which I respect and I appreciate. I really do. But
yesterday was smacking him off to Schultz.
It was. Everything he was saying got debunked like 10 minutes after he got off the show. But if that is the case and you're going to start him and you have Jimmy G still, like your offense just has training wheels on it. Like this is a team that's ready to go. Like why would you do that? So it would make more sense that either they start him and somehow he picks things up really quick and they're great, or like you have packages for him and you do exactly what you did last year. Jimmy G plays. Hopefully he can stay healthy. If he doesn't, Trey Lance maybe has to start, a couple more games in the middle of the season. But it just makes no sense to start a guy when you have a team that's ready to go to a Super Bowl and the implication is that like, oh, we're going to have to basically minimize what we do on offense tenfold because this guy's not ready yet.
Yeah, they can't do that. You can't minimize. That's the reason you're going with him, like to improve on that offense. It's already a quarterback-friendly offense, quick passing game, kind of be protective with the ball. Trey Lance should take the training wheels off, essentially. But, hey, maybe they got it figured out better than we do. And Trey Lance, we heard about his character, how smart he was. So maybe. Matt Ryan said it took him a few years to kind of catch up to the speed of the game and the speed of receivers and all those things. So he has a good offense around him. Putting a positive spin on it. Maybe they're right about Trey and he picks it up faster than we all expect.
Yeah, throwing a spiral will help. There's a lot of duck throwers in the history, but it feels like he's not really comfortable or confident throwing a lot of the balls. Whenever he's just balling and we see those highlights from camp, it's like you take all the thinking out of it. I think he can deliver a ball. But in the NFL, when you got to boom, and like hit it, especially in that offense, right? Because a lot of slants, a lot of quick stuff. Like, I wonder if Trey Lance is thinking to himself, too, like, I don't know if this is necessarily the best fit for me right now. Trey's so young, hasn't won a goddamn game. Yeah. He hasn't won it. They play at Chicago. That's a win.
Yeah, exactly.
Zito, you didn't deserve that, Zito.
Yeah, who's our quarterback?
I only said that. Zito, we got a quarterback. Justin Fields, our quarterback. Biggs said there's a lot of positive coming out of the Chicago Bears. Brad Biggs yesterday. So they're at Chicago, at home against Seattle, at Denver. That's going to be tough. Then L.A., then the Panthers, then the Falcons. So, first 6 games, that's an easy 3-3. You'd assume 4-2 maybe.
4-2 should be the...
It's after that it kind of turns.
And then you got Kansas City, Rams, bye, Chargers, Cardinals, Saints, Dolphins, Bucks, Seahawks. Yeah, but then at the end there, they got the Raiders are going to be a problem. Raiders are going to be a problem this year. And then the Cardinals hopefully are able to piece it all together for the good sake of not only the Bird Gang out there in Arizona, but for the entire NFL. Hopefully Kyler and the boys are hot all the time this upcoming season. So the Niners early have a chance to figure it out. If you're going to have Trey Lance go through some stumbles and bumbles, you would hope that even if he can't do shit, you'd come out of the first 6 3-3. You would hope that your team would be able to at least do that. But if you're 0-2 there, and you got Jimmy sitting on the team,
2-4,
are you going to continue to be patient with Trey Lance when you got Jimmy sitting right there who's been there? And it's like, that's a tough decision to make in the season when you're staring down the, all the stats that tell you, well, you go 0-3. You go 1-3. The percentage of making the playoffs is whatever it is, even though 17 games would be a little different. X factor there, denominator, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Shout out to Hoagie.
Got to know denominator.
Shout out to Hoagie. But that is a situation that I think is going to be difficult to manage in-house. I think it's going to be difficult to manage. The only way it doesn't get uncomfortable is if Trey Lance comes out and fucking balls.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But even for this, the last 3 months, it's been Jimmy G. There's no chance he's there. What is this deal that yesterday that happened with Jimmy G say to Trey Lance about what the coaches think about him? Okay, now after this entire training camp where Jimmy's on a different field, not even wearing pads, practicing without any of the team, he's not over there all of a sudden right before, the real football is about to kick off. They're like, actually, we're going to bring Jimmy back because what we've seen from you, Trey Lance, we're not as confident as we thought we would be.
And I think I was just saying that earlier before Squirrel happened, but Trey's way too young for them to ask or give a fuck about his opinion, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's only played 11 games in college. He hasn't played an NFL game.
That's what, in my head, I was trying to think of the scenario where Shanahan goes.
Yeah.
Hey, Trey, do you care? No, Shanahan doesn't give a fuck if Trey cares. So how does that whole thing work? I don't know. Joining us now is maybe a man who might have more answers. We have missed the hell out of this guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's the host of the GM Shuffle podcast, one of the authors of the Daily Coach newsletter, which is fantastic and motivating and inspiring every single day. Obviously a Super Bowl champion, former advisor and consultant for the Patriots. He's been hooked and linked to literally every program in the NFL.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man who has forgot more about football than you've ever learned, Michael Lombardi.
Good to be here, Pat. It's good to be back. It's good to be back with you.
Paisan, you look good.
Thank you, my man. Yeah, it's called not eating. That's the best thing you can do. As Francis Ford Coppola said, he never met a 350-pound 85-year-old, so I took that advice.
Did you watch The Offer?
Huh?
Did you watch The Offer?
I did. I watched it. I read the book, Take the Gun, Leave the Cannoli, which it's not based on, but it's similar. It's great. It just shows you the power of if you have a belief in what you're doing and know what you're doing, regardless of what the outside counsel. And this fits perfectly into the 49er conversation.
That's why I did it. That's why I did it.
The Offer does. I know it's an unbelievable segue, but let's do it. Kyle Shanahan, when he's in Cabo, he's down there. Thought he was going to get involved in the Matt Stafford trade. It didn't happen. Was watching tape. He fell in love with Mac Jones. He wants to trade for Mac Jones. They make the deal to get the 3. And then, like in The Offer, all these other people who really don't know. Because remember what Bill Walsh said, only a few can evaluate the quarterback and only fewer can coach him. And Kyle's one of those few, and so is his father. He goes back, and now he's got resistance within his own building. Remember, a year earlier, Kyle wanted to sign Tom Brady, and the resistance factor within the building said, no, we're not doing that. I wrote about that in The Athletic. Now, so Kyle gets back, wants Mac Jones, and all of a sudden the Twitter momentum, you can't take Mac Jones there. He's not good enough. You can't hire Al Pacino as Michael Corleone. You can't do this. You can't do that, right? And he gets worn down. Much like, and I said this to him, there was a time in San Francisco when Bill Walsh called a meeting and he said to everybody in the room, Mike Holmgren, Denny Green, Bob McKittrick, all the great coaches said, I have a chance to trade for Steve Young. Are you guys interested? Raise your hand. No one raised their hand. He walked out of the room, told me to go pick him up at the airport. When it comes to these decisions, Kyle knew, but then he went with Lance. He got talked into Lance. Everybody will deny it. I understand they all deny it. Certain people know. And now I think this is the residual effect of that. Trey Lance isn't ready to play. He may be great a year from now. He may be great 2 years from now. He's not ready to play. And on that plane ride back from Houston, Kyle understood that and said, we got to do something about this.
Okay, so you said a lot there, Lombo, and it's great to fucking have you. You just tie together the making of The Godfather and then the San Francisco 49ers current predicament in a fashion that nobody else who ever speaks into a microphone could ever do. Paisan, grazie for that. Grazie for doing that. Now, let's move on. You said a lot here. Kyle Shanahan wanted Tom Brady. Was talked out of that a couple years ago. You said you wrote about that in The Athletic. Did I miss that? Because I had heard that never really amounted to anything. Is that true or not true? I thought Kyle Shanahan didn't want Tom in the building. That's not the case.
No, I think Kyle did. I think that, look, they just come off the Super Bowl. And in fairness to them, they're sitting there saying, hey, you know, why would we trade out a quarterback who's young for a quarterback who's old? We just won a Super Bowl. I mean, we were just 10 minutes away from winning a Super Bowl, I should say. And then, obviously, the Raiders were involved, too. I mean, Tom's hometown is California. And I think that never could amount any steam within the 49ers building. I think that's what happened.
Okay.
But this let's get rid of Jimmy momentum was started back then.
Okay, so then they move up to 3. You're saying, now everybody will deny this, you're saying, so obviously you're going to have a lot of people say, what does Lombo know? What does Lombo know? Jason Kelsey got drunk in the Super Bowl thing and buried Lombo. What does Lombo know? Lombo knows a lot of motherfuckers. Lombo, how long you been around the NFL, Lombo?
I think it's going on 38 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So Lombo doesn't know shit. Obviously, almost 4 decades in the NFL connected there. You think that when they want the 3, 100% going to be Mac Jones? Why do you think that?
I think Kyle wanted Mac Jones. I think his father also, who's a great quarterback evaluator, thought Mac Jones was the perfect fit for what he did. And watch Mac Jones play. And tell me Mac Jones wouldn't be perfect for the Kyle Shanahan offense. I mean, he's got some Matt Schaub qualities to him. He's got some Kirk Cousins qualities to him. He's got all the things that Kyle wants.
Okay.
And yet, I think in the building, they felt like, and Twitter felt like, there's a lot of experts on Twitter that know scouting. They understand it. They have Trey Lance going to be the MVP in the league, too. Just let's put that out there. And so they all feel like he had an opportunity to, it was not enough value to take Mac Jones at 3. Look, that picture of Mac Jones smoking a cigar after this win, that destroyed a lot of people's value of him. It really painted a poor picture of him. So I know that's what happened. They deny it. They'll do. I've had private texts from people saying, you're right. I can't share that, but that's fine. I don't care. Look, when you've been yelled at by Al Davis, when you've been called every name in the book by Al Davis, you think I care?
No. Lombo, seriously. I mean, what do you mean? This guy gives TED Talks. You think he cares?
Come on.
About what somebody's saying on Twitter. Now let's move to the Jimmy G move. So they move up to get Trey Lance, and Shanahan knows, you think immediately that he's not the right guy, or do you think Shanahan came to the understanding, we'll keep Jimmy G for this 1 year so Trey Lance can continue to grow? Now with what they've seen, do you think Shanahan says we need another year of growth, and do you think Jimmy will be the starter inevitably, or how do you think they handle the whole situation going forward?
I think they got to be delicate. So here's what I think they have to do. They know they have to go to Chicago. So let's put things in perspective. They play the Houston Texans. The same defense that Matt Eberflus is running in Chicago in the opening game is in Houston, right? So it's fairly simplistic. It's zone drops. It's read the quarterback. It's not a hard. He goes down to Houston, doesn't play well. Kyle flies back and probably has a realization, look, the offense that I have to run with Trey Lance is going to be a single wing type offense. It's going to be a lot of quarterback runs, easy throws, all that stuff. And if we do this, he may be very good at doing that, but he also could get injured because he's going to have to run a lot. It's going to be the RG3 offense when they were together in Washington with his dad. He's going to have to run. And so if he runs and we get hurt, is Nate Sudfeld good enough to play? Is Brock Purdy good enough to come in? We are a Super Bowl caliber team. We really are. We've got a defensive front that's really good. We can play the line. We have everything we need. If we lose this quarterback because I have to run this system, I think it hurts us. So I think he did the smart thing. They made the smart football decision. They'll eat crow on this. Who cares? As Al Davis used to say, I'd rather be consistent than I'd rather be consistent. I'd rather be correct than consistent. Like, they're doing the right thing. Make no mistake about it. Signing him back was right.
Okay, so they bring Jimmy G in. They tell Jimmy he's going to be a backup quarterback, you think? And how does the locker room, how do they manage the locker room? And Lombo, you've been there at all levels.
Yeah.
You have sons that are coaching currently that, by the way, got promoted. Congrats.
Yeah. Thank
to
you.
the Lombo family.
Yeah, we're proud of them both.
Yeah, but position group guys. Let's say on the defensive side, San Francisco 49ers linebackers coach, D-lineman coach. Whenever they're eating food together, watching film, and they see another practice or another game where Trey Lance is missing slants and doing this, they know, hey, Jimmy G's here. Let alone all the players in that locker room that aren't thinking, hey, 2-year project, 3-year project. We got a team right fucking now. I don't know if I'm going to be on this team next year. Trey Lance struggles at all. It's going to get fucking loud around the building, isn't it? How are they going to manage that, you think? And do you think they've already broached that subject with Trey and Jimmy and the team?
Well, I think they probably have. Now, in that building, there was a time in that specific building when Bill Walsh benched Joe Montana and brought in Steve Young in a playoff game. And Steve Young against Minnesota. And Steve Young brought him back. Almost they didn't win that playoff game. The next year, Bill was indecisive on who was the starter. He went back and forth. And at about week 12 of that season, the locker room kind of got messed up. And Bill finally declared Montana the starter, and they won the Super Bowl. They beat Cincinnati. I think it's a delicate balance you've got to run. I think practice. I think you're talking games. But really, when players go out to the practice field, and you know this, Pat,
oh, yeah.
When they don't feel a sense of confidence that the quarterback's running the plays against scout team effectively, they're going to go, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? Wait a minute, that's not right. You're not checking us into the right run. We need to be into this run, not that run. I think it's really complex. I think he's going to have to manage it. And I think Trey Lance is in a tough spot because he's got somebody looking over his shoulder. Look, they didn't put those incentives in the contract, okay? They didn't put those incentives. They didn't put the no-trade clause. They didn't put any of that stuff in there because he's just the backup. Like, they didn't pay him this because he's just a backup. They're protecting themselves. They're protecting their season, which is what all good organizations should do. I applaud them for it.
Did you think any of the other Jimmy G shit was going to come to fruition? This feels like something that I just couldn't believe happening because of the drama behind the scenes that could potentially take place that I think distracts away from winning a championship. I think you need everybody in synergy and in the same page, but also you need a good fucking quarterback to win a championship, so you kind of got to balance all that. Is this how you saw the Jimmy G thing going? He gets cut today by 4 o'clock. No. He's only making $2 million.
I said on the Lombardi line on Beeson yesterday, I said that I thought he was going to be in Seattle, Pat. I really thought he was going to Seattle. Seattle wanted him. And San Francisco knew it. That's why there's been no trade. I know Ian Rappaport reported this on your show too. There's been really no interest in Jimmy G going back to March. In fact, Kyle was walking around the owners' meeting asking other coaches, why aren't you interested in Jimmy? Well, he's coming off a shoulder surgery, right? Like, one thing you don't want to do is mess with a quarterback after a shoulder surgery. It's like an offensive lineman after back surgery. Those are difficult things to overcome. So there was no trade market out there. I mean, Seattle was never interested. Cleveland was never interested in him, and Seattle was never interested in Baker Mayfield, but they were interested in Jimmy. And I think the 49ers, and I know that the 49ers were worried about cutting Jimmy and having him go to Seattle. Now, what they did was they made the best decision for them. And I think Jimmy made the best decision for him, because if he would go to Seattle behind a very young offensive line, behind a young team without that looks like they're kind of in a rebuilding, he may not have the same level, to me, that he would, the level of play that he would have if he stays in San Francisco.
Seems like it all worked out for the best. Jimmy G gets cut. He only gets $2 million today. Instead, now he's got at least $6.5 million guaranteed, another $500,000 if he's on the team all season, and then another $9 million in incentives that lead him up to $16 million. Probably not going to sign a $16 million deal anywhere right now at this stage of the game. But how long will he have to play? How good will they have to be for him to hit those incentives? I guess it's all TBD. Trey Lance better start hitting some fucking slants. Yeah. I mean, that is literally what's going to have to happen. That's the only way it doesn't become drama, right? If Trey just comes out and balls, Lombo?
Right. Well, it's always going to be drama, because I think for Trey to come out and just ball, we're being presumptuous. I mean, it's going to be challenging for Trey. Look, the kid didn't play in college. He didn't throw the ball. I mean, Kyle was quoted after the Houston game as saying, hey, he lacks experience, but this is what we have. I mean, that was his quote. He does lack. I mean, I am not here to kill Trey Lance. I'm saying, to me, the more ready quarterback was Mac Jones. There is upside to Trey Lance. I don't see it as an MVP season this year. I don't see all that conversation. I see him as a runner first, passer. So I think it's going to take some time. There's 3 more years on his contract, right? You still have 3 more years to develop him. Jimmy goes off. And look, the 49ers retain their ability to get a compensatory pick if they play him and they win.
I mean,
what's wrong with that? They didn't get an offer for a 3rd-round pick by anybody this year.
So I guess if they would have won into the season and say, hey, this is going to be the same thing as last year, Trey's going to learn under Jimmy, they would have to pay him $20-some million. Now they only got to pay him like 16-some and probably get the same outcome. Business-wise, might have made sense for San Francisco as well as Jimmy G, because the situation that San Francisco 49ers cooked up of them having to move on from him. Wild scene here, how this is. Tone, your question for Lombo?
Lombo, would love to get your thoughts on this, because I know how you felt about MVP Mitch when he was with Nagy and the Bears organization. Now he's with the Steelers and Matt Canada, whatever. What do you think about the situation in Pittsburgh with Kenny and MVP Mitch? And is he going to even play all year? Is Kenny going to come in? How do you feel about that?
You're out on Matt Canada? This guy's only been coached for 2 years.
We were out on him last year.
I think Mike Tomlin has a pretty good handle on it. I think for where he is with his offensive line, I think Mitch is the perfect choice for him. He doesn't want to put Pickett in there. No, go on the road, play Cincinnati, the Super Bowl team last year, crowd noise. One thing about the start of the season, the September 11th games are all playoff games, because every coach, every player, every fan thinks their team's going to be really good. The energy is at the highest level. It's a playoff level energy. It really is. The game goes way faster. See, we can't duplicate the speed of the game in the preseason to the level of speed in the first quarter of a regular season game to the level of speed in the fourth quarter. Impossible. I think you take Trubisky, you let him go into Cincinnati, you understand what he's good at doing and what he's not. They are running a Matt Canada college-type offense, which I think is ideal for Mitchell. I think it's perfect. A lot of half rolls, read the field, let him use his athleticism, make some plays. I think they got to rely on Najee Harris. They've got to rely on their skill players. I think Mike's smart to do that. I think the worst thing you want to do is send Pickett out there against a very complicated scheme, have him make certain mistakes, turn the ball over, and lose the game. I think Mike would probably wait until the right moment. Maybe it's week 8, maybe it's week 4, maybe it's week 10. I don't know. But I think it's smart to do that.
You know Mike Tomlin well? I'm a big fan of his work. I assume everybody is.
No, I don't know Mike that well. I admire the hell out of him. Look, this next book that I just finished, Pat, I talked about the Hall of Fame and the criteria for coaches. There should be a criteria for a coach to get in the Hall of Fame. And Mike Tomlin meets the criteria. He's a Hall of Fame coach right now.
Tell him where to get it. Tell him where to get it.
It won't be out. I mean, you're going to get it on Amazon all but it's still. I'm still in the editing phase of it. It should be out by next football season, hopefully.
All right. Well, we can't wait.
Not hopefully. It's going to be. I'm going to get it done, damn it.
Yeah, get the fucking thing done, Lombo. Don't be lazy ass over there. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Michael, one head coach you do know very well is Bill Belichick. What do you think's going on up there? It's all been doom and gloom being reported, but why do you think Bill Belichick even changed the offense, and what do you think a realistic expectation of the season is?
He's got no Lombos on staff.
Yeah, it's
well. I think this. I spent a lot of time. I watched the Patriots and the Raiders practice. I think when you have Tom Brady in for 20 years, 19 years, and Josh McDaniels for as much of that, Billy O'Brien, Charlie Weiss, there was a volume of offense that got built up. Now Mac Jones comes in. He learns pieces of it. I think Bill's intention was always to kind of get back to where he can get the younger players to play quicker. Look, they've got to handle the details much better. I think this is bigger than who's calling the plays. I think this is about who's the voice of the offense. And I think Mac probably needs Bill's voice more than anybody. This is not a disparaging word to Patricia or Judge. I just think the only guy that really will have the ability to run the offense effectively for the year will be Bill. Because, I laugh at people saying Bill doesn't know anything about offense. Oh, really? Ask any offensive coordinator if he doesn't know anything about offense. Like, he understands the game completely. So I think it's a work in progress. I really do. They've got to tighten up a lot of details. They've got to improve. There's no denying that. I think that they have not played to the level, especially in that Raider game, when they had their first team out there and the Raiders were playing their backups. That's something, but it's something you build on, and you've got to practice it. I'm sure they'll get it fixed. I think Mac, when I watched him last week, I think Mac's going to be really a good player. I thought Mac's stronger, he's quicker, but he needs to be able to get comfortable and confident right now.
Lombo, I saw one particular play. He threw it into 6 guys.
8 picks.
I mean, it was his worst throw I've seen Mac. Yeah, it's the worst throw I've ever seen Mac Jones have. And then I started looking at like the route concepts there. Didn't seem like this is it right here. You know what play this is.
Yeah, I know exactly which play. He should have thrown the ball over to the D slant over there, and he leaves the pocket, and he makes a horrible look. He made bad decisions in the game. There's no denying that. And I think this confidence has to come back. And
if you're thinking out, you think it's because
I don't know what the play was called, so I don't know if somebody ran the wrong route or what happened. But he's leaving the pocket too quickly. I think he's just not playing like a comfortable, confident player. That's got to change. That's got to change by the time he goes down to Miami, because that front of Miami is physical. They're hard to block. And they're coming. They're going to cover up the guards. They're going to cover up the center. They're going to make you have to beat them. They're going to play man-to-man. They're going to go back to their blitz zero game that they played a lot early of the year last year. Mm-hmm. That's where New England's going to have to step it up.
You think they'll figure it out, though? It's Bill, right? I mean, that's how we should do it.
I think they will. I think this is when, Bill, I think Bill's at his best when everybody doubts him. I really do.
Well, Boomer didn't doubt him. Boomer came in that press conference yesterday and gave him a
Boomer, good to see you.
Hey, we're great.
Boomer goes way back, I think, with Bill. I know when he was the head coach in '91, Boomer was, always around. So, Bill has a great sense of history for the game, and Boomer's impact at that station really, it was part of the history of the game, let's face it.
I think he liked Boomer because he was clearly talking shit to Boomer.
Oh, yeah.
In this video, he sees Boomer show up late. Oh, look who it is.
Yeah, he probably, Boomer showed up late. One of his great lines is "one wrong, all wrong." I mean, you can't just show up late. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's why I think he was. Oh, look who it is, fucking Boomer! You graced us with your presence.
Had Boomer ask the first question too.
Yeah, that shit. Like I appreciate that out of Bill. I really enjoy the human. Never really met him, but I just have a feeling he'll figure it the fuck out. Yeah. As will this man. D-Butt, your question for Lombo.
I mean, I'm gonna stick with Mac Lombo. You talked about Mac Jones and Kyle Shanahan falling in love with him out of the draft. I know it's old news now, but personally as a player, I didn't see much of an improvement going from Jimmy to Mac. But you said you did. What did you see from Mac coming out? What ceiling do you see on Mac compared to Trey?
I think Mac is real. I think Jimmy has a lot of plays that you wish Jimmy didn't make. I think Jimmy has that, God dang it, Jimmy, why'd you do that? Now he's won 33 games for Kyle. Kyle's only won 8 games without Jimmy as a head coach. So I think Matt is more of a understanding what's going on. I think you'll have less negative plays, less bad plays with Matt, protect the ball better as he grows and develops as a young player. I think Matt, even though he's not as athletic, he can still move. Matt Schaub ran this offense for the Houston Texans for years and wasn't athletic. So I think it's more of the mental upstairs part of the game, the timing, the rhythm. I think we're all the things that fit exactly what Kyle and his father see in quarterback. Look, I think the hardest thing to do in college right now, a lot of these quarterbacks don't anticipate throws. They don't throw the in cut before the in cuts. They wait till the in cut's open before they throw it. Yep. And in pro football, you got to anticipate throws. I thought Mac did that really well.
2 times you've dropped Schaub's name today. He was a guy, huh? Not enough credit? Respect?
I mean, look, they ran a really good offense. You go down to Houston to play them, and you'd say, oh, he can't move, he can't do this, and he's bootlegging out, making plays here. I mean, look, that's the one thing about this system. Schaub's a 3rd-round pick, right? Kirk Cousins a 4th-round pick. I mean, they've been able to get the quarterback to play at the highest level. Brian Griese played for Mike in Denver. Jake Plummer was they traded for him. They brought him in there. So, I mean, it's a quarterback-friendly system typically for players, and when you don't excel in it and make those plays you need to make, it becomes problematic.
Griese, Kirk, Schaub, Jake Plummer,
me.
Connor Campbell.
Best they've ever played.
Maybe. I mean, that is something to think about. Kirk Cousins earned himself a $90 million guaranteed deal playing in the Shanahan. Matt Ryan, great in that particular.
Really good. I think Matt's going to be great for the Colts. I love the Colts. I said this on my show.
Okay,
I love the Colts on the over. I think Matt's going to be really good for the Colts because he's a really good play-action passer. And this offense that Frank's really good at adapting the offense to the quarterback. Yeah. I think it'll be really good for him.
I hope so, Lombo. I bought a suite this year, season ticket suite. It was expensive.
Nice.
Yeah, it was very well. It was nice. The second time was very good. The first, what's that?
Cobwebs.
You know what, Pat? If not now, when? Seriously, if not now, when?
If not us, then who?
Yes, right. I agree.
There's a lot of those you could potentially ask yourself, but going in there and watching that team, they look good. Like, it looks like a good team. The defense seems to have guys at every position you need to have a guy at. Yep. The offense, I mean, we don't have enough weapons, though, Lombo. Football has changed, hasn't it? Don't you need fucking weapons right now, Lombo, in a plethora? Because at some point, an injury is going to come, and when that injury comes, it can't just completely fucking kill everything you have going. Every team that has won as of late has a long list of fucking weapons at the skill position on offense. Don't you think, Lombo?
I think you got to have great players. There's no doubt. I mean, look, Cincinnati got hot at the right time last year, and they were healthy. I mean, they were healthy going into that. Look, after they lost to San Francisco, they didn't turn the ball over but 2 more times in the remaining games of the season. The kicker made 14 consecutive field goals in the playoffs. It's all about being really good at the right time, and they were good to start the season. This is a misnomer, I think, as you're getting ready to bet. There's a misnomer about these September games that teams can start slow. No, good teams start fast, and they finish fast. I think if you go back, you'd have to go back to 2018 when the Patriots won the Super Bowl. They were 2-2 in the month of September. Most every team since then has had a winning record in September.
Yeah, because the common thought is it matters when it matters. A team's going to stumble out of the gates. What you're saying is there's a good barometer these first couple of weeks of who has a chance to fucking maybe get hot later. That's what stats tell us?
Yep, that's right. I think if you're good, you're good. You're going to be good starting out. Cincinnati was good last year starting out. Now, you're always going to go through some difficult periods. You got bumps in the road. You got obstacles you have to overcome. But I think Cincinnati proved they were good. The Rams proved they were good. and they got better, and they stayed. Look, the Rams stayed healthy. I mean, the Rams had zero depth, but they were able to stay healthy. And I think one of the MVPs of the Rams team last year was Noteboom, the left tackle. He stayed healthy when Whitworth got hurt, which I thought was going to really hurt their team, and he was able to play really well.
Hey, fucking Stafford's a guy, by the way. We haven't really talked to you. We haven't really, they add weapons at Von Miller. They add Odell Beckham Jr. They add, it's like, you got to go if you're going to win these days, it feels like. And, the Colts got Matt Ryan out of his fucking contract in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Let's go win one. Let's get some weapons on these, brand new free agents that have been cut. Yeah. Devin Allen out of Philadelphia.
Bring him in.
Bring him a shot. Let's fucking go ahead and take the top off this whole thing. Ty, your question for Lombo.
Yeah, Lombo, speaking of not having any weapons, the Packers, their receiving core, a lot of people say whatever they want to say about not picking guys in the first round, but they always had a guy like either, Jordy Nelson or Devontae Adams there. They don't have that anymore. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is good enough to kind of overcome that and raise up all these other guys around who are going to have to make big impacts this year? And in terms of starting fast, do you think it's going to take them a little bit of time to kind of work into what they're going to be by the end of the season?
I would never doubt the talent of the quarterback. In this next book, there's a great dart player. Gump may know him because he's such a big soccer guy. Phil Taylor's the greatest dart player in the history of the world. He's the most accurate. He's won more world titles. I think Aaron Rodgers could beat Phil Taylor. I mean, that's how accurate he is. Last year, when you look at the numbers of one of the things I always look at.
Hold on, Colombo. Imagine him in the middle of those European dart bars.
Yeah.
Aaron would.
You look at percentage of throws, how many attempts and how many catches. And usually tight ends are in the 80 percentile lower, this high 70s. Receivers are in the 60s. When you play for Aaron Rodgers, you're going to be in the 70s. Devontae Adams is like 73%. He throws the ball to you. You've got to catch it. You have no choice. His presence makes defense worry. I mean, the only guy that was a 50-50 player last year was Valdez-Scantling. He was the only one. Everybody else was. So they're going to have to count on Cobb, Lassard, and these young players to develop. I think what Aaron said the other day, 2 weeks ago, about these guys need to step up, he was just basically coaching the team saying, hey, we got to get you to play at our level. Like, this can't best be every other day or, every other period. We need your attention to detail every single time. If you're supposed to outside release on the route, outside release. If you're supposed to get inside the corner, get inside the corner. I'll get you the ball, but you got to do your part. I don't underestimate the Packers at all.
So you're telling me Aaron Rodgers could beat this guy, you think?
What?
Yeah, I think he would beat Phil.
Shit. Listen, I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan. This motherfucker don't play, though, when he's got the dart in his hand. I mean,
I mean, Phil Taylor would have a hard time with Aaron Rodgers. Look, and Phil Taylor's never had pressure in his face when he throws those darts.
True.
I think Aaron Rodgers could figure out darts for sure. Yeah. I think he could split darts with other darts, but that's what Phil Taylor's been doing.
That's right.
I mean, that's the whole thing. Those dart tournaments are the fucking best to watch.
Yeah.
Just pints everywhere.
180.
And then they're completely quiet. And it's like a golf thing real quick or like a dive. When people are diving into pools, it gets real quiet. And then it gets super quiet again. It's insane and I think Aaron would. That would be.
Oh yeah.
There would be so many of these. Oh yeah. Look at that fucking guy. He hit the lens.
Shit.
Yeah, but he's never been hit when he's thrown it. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Rodgers throws darts and he gets hit and gets back up.
There has to be a way we could set this up and handicap it some sort of way because Phil would have to have some sort of advantage here. Give Aaron like 2-3 weeks, I guess. We can really give him a check. Maybe we get a little bit bigger. Just a little tiny.
Bigger holes. He has to wear his helmet, maybe.
Phil has to wear the helmet.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Exactly.
I love that. He is so good, though. He's so good at football. And he is one of one. He's an alien, Lombo. That guy's an alien. He is an anomaly. And I think for a long time, everybody hated him for it. Now I feel like he's finally coming into the time where everybody's like, oh, this guy is a hippie who happens to be the fucking best quarterback to ever play football. Yeah. So I think he could have
done. You better appreciate him because they don't come around very often. I mean, you better appreciate him because he's just a player that is so unique in what he can do. And so I don't underestimate him. I don't know if Watson can make the step or the other young receiver, but to me, I think that he will get the ball to them and they will move the ball.
This dude's a back-to-back MVP in the NFL right now, the biggest league on earth, the biggest meathead, stupid sport. This is a book he recommended for people to read in a 1-week book club.
8,000 pages.
Best God ever do it. This is
What's it called?
The Fingerprints of the Gods by Graham Hancock. Only 700 pages. Don't worry about it.
Size 5 font.
Don't worry about it. In part 7 on page 386, the Turin Papyrus in the Palermo Stone. The figure of 39,000 years accords surprisingly closely with the testimony of the Turin Papyrus, one of the 2 surviving ancient Egyptian king lists that extends back into prehistoric times before the First Dynasty. Okay, so the best thrower of a fucking American football is going to be reading that in his downtime? Nobody expected that.
Yeah.
The guy is one of one. He's his own being whenever you talk about no matter what dimension we're in, and he's so fucking good. It's awesome. It pisses so many people off, Lumbo, that's the case.
I love it. I mean, look, I just love watching them play. I could watch them play all day long. I mean, it's just when you watch great players like Davante Adams. I was out at practice with the Raiders and the Patriots. Just watching Davante Adams work, his attention to detail, his precision in his routes, the pace, the way he changes his speed on routes. It's just an education for a scout, because how do you learn about great players? Watch great players. And we have a hard time in sports is understanding what greatness looks like from good. We compare everybody who's good. Greatness is over time. You do it year after year after year. That's how you get into the Hall of Fame. You don't have a short career. You have a long career of greatness.
Let's talk about the greatest, a man that you know very well. You've worked alongside. I think you know him personally. Tom Brady just took an 11-day absence. That surprised the shit out of you? Because let me tell you what. He came back, played against the Colts. We had a front row seat to it. Still can fucking throw the ball and knows exactly where everybody's going. 11 days meant nothing to Tom Brady's performance.
Yeah, I would suspect the 11 days away, he had a bag of balls and 2 receivers he was throwing to. I'm just guessing. I don't think he missed a day. Look, here's a man that every Thursday after practice, he goes and works on his quarterback drops. Now, he's been working on quarterback drops since 1985 when he played high school football. So he still has that attention to detail. I think what he said the other day was very humanizing. I'm 45. I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm sure this was pre-planned. I'm sure the Bucs knew it was going to happen before he came out of retirement. But when I watched what you watched, Pat, I thought he threw the ball as good as I've ever seen him throw the ball. In that stadium the other night, he was precise and he was quick-minded. That's the thing with older quarterbacks. You always worry about their eye level, right? You worry about them. Are they looking at the rush or are they throwing it on time? Man, he was good. He was throwing it on time.
This isn't the play, I don't think. There's fast forward a couple plays here. That was a great ball to Cam Brate. Hit him right in the back so he can continue to run, although it's 3rd and 10. This one, 4th and 3 right here. Go to the next shot. It's from the front.
It's Tyler Johnson, too. He's available.
Yep.
Look at this. Watch his drop. Go ahead. From the snap, full speed. From the snap, full speed. Foxy's got to deal with like a little tiny ball. Look at this. Bang! That thing is out real quick. Right on. It doesn't even take a second guess. Back foot hits the ground. Ball's coming out. 4th and 3 on the numbers to a guy that got how many targets last year? How many
55, I believe.
Yeah.
55 targets last year. He is now a free agent. Colts need a weapon. Come on. He played good on the grass there. But I think
I like that kid. I was surprised they cut him. I thought he was coming along. I really did. Tyler Johnson from Minnesota. Look, I think what we learned from watching Brady on that play is how quick-minded he is. When he got that ball in his hand, he knew he was throwing it to him. There was no hesitation from his foot movement to his arm. And I think that's where a lot of young players, I think not to pick on Trey Lance, but he's not ready to do that yet. He's not ready to do that quickly.
Well, he is the greatest of all time, so maybe Trey Lance will have a chance to go catch him. I'm excited to see how the Niners kind of handle this situation, both in the locker room and also outside. I'm sure they'll have it figured out because they're a great group of people.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of great person, we can't thank you enough for rejoining us, Paisan.
Thanks, guys.
You're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lombardi.
All
All right, we're going to take a break for the rest of the hour. We'll be back with hour 2 with AJ Hawk joining us. Can't wait to chat with him. See what he's up to. Probably something toxic.
Sure.
Yeah,
Always.
there is, what you just say?
42,000. And some change.
See, the show's going to drop off. McAfee stock falling through the floor.
Look out. It's a real bummer.
Probably
dead
that
if that's
vulgar
serious.
language.
Yeah.
We have no ill will towards the people at Sirius.
No.
No.
At all.
But I didn't even think this was that big of a deal
No.
Because I've said this numerous times. I understand that people do listen on SiriusXM, and I appreciate the hell out of the people that listen on SiriusXM. It is an honor. I try my best to paint a picture whenever we're doing something in here, but we have never been told how many people listen, if people listen, what people listen.
Oh, wow.
At all. Never.
Don't keep that.
Don't have those numbers. And like we just flip it on and we have no interaction with anybody over there.
No.
So the contract coming up, like if we were to re-extend it, cool. Let's find a number and let's do it. If we were gonna not do a deal, cool. Like that decision was made, I think, a couple weeks ago in my head, in their head probably. And I completely forgot about it, to be honest. Our last day on Sirius, I didn't even say like, hey, this is it, because we got a lot of other shit going on. We got Darius in the studio weekly.
Bingo.
We got footage rights that we had to negotiate with NFL Films. We got Omaha shit popping off. We got our YouTube so close to 2 million right now. It is a joke where we were at. Negotiating deals with other people. I didn't even think about that. So I'd like to let the Sirius people know, if you see this, like, we appreciate the fuck out of the opportunity. And when we look back on this, the story of our show, we'll say that was really fucking cool for those 2 years to do that. But like, it was not as big of a deal as I think other people were making. And I think because people think, like, if we were to go full-time to Sirius, people would think that would be like an upgrade for us. Because I think people don't fully understand like the modern business that we are currently very lucky to be a part of. Like a lot of people thought maybe this show would go to FanDuel TV. No offense, FanDuel TV. We love FanDuel TV. I love the FanDuel people. We'll be giving something to FanDuel TV every single day. We're very thankful for that happening and we wish them luck, but there is no way 43,000 people are watching live right now. There's not a lot of platforms that could say that, whether it's anywhere.
Yeah.
Why would I ever change anything about that? All of our partners, business partners, from the FanDuels of the world to the 5-Hour NGs to SeatGeek that's been with us from the beginning, and Roman and WWE and everybody, like all the deals were negotiated. Sirius isn't even mentioned because we know nothing about the numbers, so it's not like we can sell that anyways, and we're the ones that handle all the business deals. So I did not think it was that big of a deal. I apologize for not making it something on Friday, our last day on there. That's 100% on me for forgetting about it. But it's not like we have no ill will at all with anybody. It's just something that happened.
No, yeah, and like you mentioned, like we could still be on Sirius, like, but they decided to give Conan O'Brien $150 million instead. So
Jesus.
it's like, you know,
which is fine.
Which is fine.
I did not know that. That is not.
But
let's get to a break.
Yeah.
It's true.
Let's get to a break. We'll be back.
I love Conan.
Me too. I don't know why that happened.
I'm not taking a shot at him. I'm just saying, hey, there is definitely money to throw around, but they decided to give it all to Conan.
That would have made sense like 15, 18 years ago.
No, listen, we're not doing this.
I didn't want.
I like Conan.
I like Conan. I'm Team Coco.
You were the guy that deals with the podcast and with Sirius every single time.
I watch him every night on TBS. Okay.
No, but Ty, I thought you were going to say something like, "Yeah, it's been nice working with Sirius." Instead,
I got a lot of snark from those guys.
No,
to me.
No,
you know,
listen. Anyways, no beef.
Love Pete Joe.
No beef.
We are the show. Nothing changes with the show other than the show should be bigger. Actually,
I don't know. Football's coming back, so you could see a drop off. It would make sense.
There was people in my comments last night telling me
right before the NFL season,
fools, we're falling off.
Fools.
Yeah. There's about to be too much of us.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean that is
it's a busy season.
That is something.
What are we talking about?
That guy was one of those extremists, though.
I don't even have to act like
Mark extremist.
I am gonna miss not having to do the hard outs.
Yeah.
Because I used to get so proud. Those were like
Just pretend sometime.
all right.
Nailed it.
We'll be back in the next hour. See you then with AJ Hawk. Fucking hit it. All right, thanks. All right, we're back in a couple minutes. See you then. I have a surprise, obviously. That's what this show is all about. We have boots on the ground in Cleveland, who I assume knew this was going to happen all along. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Cleveland, Mr. Jason Glazer. Your thoughts on Kyle Pitts to Atlanta, fine sir? Oh, there's a delay.
Well, first and foremost, Pat, I'd like to say, hey, listen, thanks for having me. Cleveland is beautiful this time of year. Granted, it does smell like a mixture of poop and diarrhea and sewage.
Jesus.
It doesn't smell great down here.
Jesus.
But I'll tell you what, 27 years in this thing, I fucking live for the draft. Love being down here. Love being into Cleveland. But yeah, Kyle Pitts, listen. what do you want me to say? I knew this 2 weeks ago. Really? I mean, do we need to do this whole fucking song and dance?
Okay.
I'll give you guys 1 through 32 if you want to know. You know, do you want to have fun?
That's nice.
You want to not know who's going? But yeah, I had this 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm wondering is if the guy you had in your studio, Mad Mel Kiper, I know that sorry son of a bitch didn't have this 2 weeks ago.
Mike's not plugged in.
Whoa. Yes, I did. I actually just explained it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't. No, you
Yes, I
didn't.
did.
No,
I
you
had
didn't.
this.
I did.
Yeah,
I
no,
did.
no, you
I
didn't.
did. You
I
didn't.
had this.
I
I
did.
had
You
it.
didn't.
Trust me. Can
You
I
didn't.
talk for Christ's sake?
Okay, fine, yeah.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
talk? Okay,
Go ahead.
yeah. Like I said, Kyle Pitts,
No, you didn't.
unbelievable talent.
No, you didn't. You didn't fucking
Yes,
have
I
it.
did.
You're a bad sack of shit, Kiper. I know it. I looked at your mock draft.
Jason, please relax. Oh my God. I had no idea it was going to get like that. Sorry about that, Mad Mel. Obviously, there's a little bit of content there. He's saying you don't know your ass for a fucking hole in the ground, though, Mad Mel. How do you feel about that from Jason Glazer live in Cleveland?
Well, classic move. You know, Glazer looks like he's getting ready to go to a goddamn titty bar or something like that. I mean, dress up, pal. It's the NFL draft. Look at me. I'm dressed to the nines. You know, you look like an asshole. I mean, get him out of here, can we? I mean, is he going to stick around? Can we get him the hell out of here?
I think his microphone's still on. Jay, can you hear us? Jay, is everything good back there?
Listen, fuck you guys. I'm out of here. I'm going over to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm going to hang out with Dee Snider and Twisted Sister.
Are you serious? Okay, Jason, sorry. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, Jason Glazer.
Thank you, Jason.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to this glorious. There's a bunch of, you get it. Brand new free agents Tuesday, August 30th, hour 2 commences right now.
Football
is happening in some people's
football
careers might be over. And that is obviously the negative part of today when the final cuts are being made for rosters. And they won't be, necessarily what the team will look like a week from now. But there are some guys who are getting a heads up from somebody for the first time in their life being told they're not good enough. There's some guys being told that they'll never get to play football again because of this. And there's some people that are going to have to come to the realization that the next chapter of their life has become now. That's obviously the negatives of today. The positives of today. There's going to be brand new free agents. There's going to be a lot of guys that are maybe going to get to pick and choose where their next destination is and might be able to land themselves in a much better spot than maybe they once were. So there's a lot of potential opportunity in today as well, although there is a huge, huge negative. Like some guys selling insurance starting next week.
Yeah.
Because of what happened today. Some guys maybe make sandwiches because of what happened today.
Good luck.
Some guys going to be playing in Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's league, CFL, looking for an opportunity to get back. And some guys will sign somewhere else. So we got to take that all into account on this massive day in the NFL. Just less than 24 hours removed from Jimmy Garoppolo restructuring his contract to remain a San Francisco 49er. Today's a hell of a day. The Toxic Table is here at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. One half of the Hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys Tone Diggs is here and live in studio like he will be this season on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Ladies and gentlemen, host of the Man to Man podcast, Darius. Joining us in an attic in Ohio, a man who's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup champion, and COVID survivor, multi-time. A lot of new information coming out about...
Oh, what?
I'm not getting into it.
When there's a lawsuit, you're going to tell us what's in that shit, okay?
Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen. But feels like a lot of stuff's coming. A lot of stats are being reanalyzed.
What?
Oh.
I just think we're about to learn a lot, maybe, about what AJ survived multiple times. As did I.
Get your heart checked. Get your heart checked, Connor, if you...
What?
Me too. Got it once.
You survived?
Survived.
Never got it.
All right.
Can't get it if you don't take a test.
All right.
Goddamn right.
All right, joining us now, a man who beat COVID twice, at least, AJ Hawk.
Yeah.
How you doing?
What's up, guys? You telling me Sirius really paid Conan O'Brien $150 million?
Listen, there's no reason to dive back in that.
When did that happen? I thought it was
Same
Spotify or
shit.
something else.
Full catalog. No, that was you're thinking of Justin Timberlake. He sold all
$100 million his catalog.
But he sold like Team Coco or his podcast network, right?
Yes.
And it's just his podcast.
Yeah.
I believe there's a couple original content pieces as well that is included in the 120 to
That's worth it.
$150 million.
Good for the big guy.
I love Coco.
That's what I said.
That's why I did not enjoy the
He
fact
smoked
that.
dope on stage with Seth Rogen on his show, I think.
Okay, that sounds like
I saw
one
a clip
video
of that,
you
or I
saw.
saw the
Yeah, that sounds like one video that you had seen, and I'm happy we got a chance to bring that up because that does make Coco even better in my eyes. Although Ty and everybody seems to be getting very negative.
No.
Shout out to Coco. Shout out to Team Coco over there doing their thing. Crush on the internet, on YouTube, I believe they have a great presence. And he changed the game in late night, obviously.
I wasn't being negative. I was just saying for all those marks out there coming at you and us for not being on Sirius, it's like, hey, listen, we ain't working for peanuts, okay? They just gave Conan O'Brien $120 million. Like, you know, there's a little bit of piece of the pie to go around.
Cousin Sal still on Conan's show?
It was $150 million. Cousin Sal was with Jimmy Kimmel. That is a completely different show. And there's no reason to even dive into that. Thank you, AJ, for bringing back that up. You know what I mean? Bringing that back up. Really
I can't ask questions here. I'm sorry.
Well, we already had it. Stat was presented. And then you wanted what? Confirmation is what you wanted for your
I don't know if I can't tell. Ty's delivery is so smooth and so direct. I don't really know if he's telling the truth or not.
I honestly thought Conan O'Brien has sold the digital media and podcasting company he's been building since leaving late night to SiriusXM. So
where is
Wall Street Journal News exclusive. Conan O'Brien's podcast company sells to SiriusXM and deal valued around 100. No, I remember this happened, but I was happy for Conan O'Brien.
Of course.
And honestly, whenever I looked over at Ty to talk while we were chatting about our SiriusXM deal ending, I thought Ty was going to talk about his experience and how he enjoyed getting to know people. Instead, it went the opposite direction. That's a bad read on my part. I do apologize for that because I got nothing but positive things to say about everybody at SiriusXM. Let's move on. Jimmy G restructures his contract. $6.5 million guaranteed, $27,777 per game if he's on the roster goes to him. So another $500,000 throughout the entirety of the season. Then $9 million more in playtime and playing-based bonuses, which we'd assume if he becomes a starter, the percentage of plays that he plays on the offense, how the offense does when he's in there. If he makes a Pro Bowl, if the team goes to the wild card, divisional round, you get it. There's probably bonuses associated to all that. Can go up to $16 million if you add all that together. Clears $18.6 million somehow in cap space, of course, because nothing matters when it comes to that. AJ, whenever you saw this and heard this, were you as befuddled as I was and I think Darius was? Because from our standpoint, this just seems like a drama maker in the locker room, but they know better than us, I guess, AJ.
I mean, I don't think they had a whole other options. They didn't want to cut him, it seems like. But does this clear the path for him to potentially get traded during the season? If somebody goes down on another team, it opens it up a little bit, makes him a little easier to trade him now.
So my immediate thought was, they got it a smaller number so that they have to guarantee that on week one, and then they're still going to try to shop him. But it sounds like all reactions are, no, he's back in the building. He's back in the meeting rooms. Like they're bringing him back to bring him back as opposed
no trade clause in there.
He would have to waive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Right? Yeah, so he had to
keeps that.
clear that.
which I think he had in his last one too, right?
Yeah, he did.
So that just remained in
Well, he
there.
should. So he would just have to say, no, I'm not going there, or yes, I will go.
And he can't be tagged as well.
So he's definitely a free agent. His contract is up after this year. What if Jimmy goes out balls, and then what are they going to do then? What do they do after another year of that? And Trey Lance goes into the preseason. There's a couple ducks 4 or 5 feet outside, and then they just keep running this back.
Like, what if they go to the NFC Championship again?
AJ, it's going to be tough to manage in that locker room, I think. Honestly.
Well, if they go to the NFC Championship game and Trey Lance stays in the lineup and doesn't get hurt and plays well, then they're fine, right?
No.
Yes, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about Jimmy coming in and playing. Or
like, does the leash on Trey Lance is it any shorter because Jimmy is there, and does he feel that? And how is Kyle addressing that with those two? I guess.
Or the team, AJ.
You're gonna have to let the team know, hey, this is our plan. This is what we're doing. They all love Jimmy. It does seem like they get along. But yeah, like what's the future look like, I guess?
Trey misses 3 passes week 1. Yeah. Let's just say his first 3. Shit, ducks, wide, whatever. Maybe picked, deflected, picked. And Jimmy's just standing there. What, he has a headset on, I guess? Jimmy has a headset on, holding a clipboard. And everybody, how is the natural reaction not to be like, oh, sweet. you're fucking playing now. Yeah, Jimmy. Look, like I don't know how you stop.
How
that.
long? Yeah, how much? I guess it'll be funny to see early on in the season if Trey Lance struggles at all, which I hope he does not.
We hope
how
not.
much they have the camera on Jimmy on the sidelines. Oh, is Jimmy getting warmed up? Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
it's going to be all of
a
that.
thing for sure.
We're watching Mason with Kenny Pickett. Just in a preseason game that did not matter. And I believe Mason will be making the 53. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, as of right now, he is still on it.
What is your problem?
Nice.
Can we just get some reported facts? Come on. Let's get some
Congrats,
facts.
I'm saying there's 57 players left on the team. They got to get down to 53. Why are you going to carry 3 quarterbacks? I don't know.
Oh, are you smarter than Tomlin?
I'm not, but
Omar?
Yeah, apparently people have called about the trade, and they're just I don't know, man.
What's wrong with him being on the roster? Diggs.
You want to carry? You ever carried 3 quarterbacks on a roster?
Can't abuse the guy.
Yeah.
There is people that do carry 3 quarterbacks.
Aaron, Matt Flynn, Graham Harrell, all together at the same time.
Cowboys.
Graham Harrell? Graham Harrell was on the roster? Was he on
It's a good
practice?
QB room.
Should have got his shot.
Class.
Cowboys are only carrying 1.
Graham Harrell's about to lead West Virginia to the promised land.
You goddamn right he is.
He and JT Daniel about to fucking sling that rock all over the yard.
I thought JT Daniels, is he the quarterback there?
Yes.
Okay. I thought
He's
he
Let's
lost the
Ride
job.
guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
rumor has it that he got
He
beat
lost
out.
They're
job,
competing.
yeah.
Toe!
Yeah, so I'd
Slow-
pump the brakes on the West Virginia excitement.
I don't know.
There
Hoagie
the
beat
backup
him up?
was.
Some other
They're in the
trash
middle of a
can with
battle.
an arm.
Hoagie was the young quarterback last year. Maybe beat him out.
Oh, great. He was great last year.
Well, Graham loves him too.
What the fuck, bro? I thought we were bringing in change.
Well, it doesn't matter who's playing quarterback because they got the best goddamn play caller in the nation. Sure. Giving them plays, so.
Who are you talking about?
Goddamn Graham Harrell. That's who I'm talking about.
It's good to see you on Graham's side now, con man.
I was never not on Graham's side, AJ.
Is that right? It
Yeah.
sounded like there was a couple moments where you weren't, but
Maybe
I'm
we're-
happy you're on our side.
Yeah.
We're going to be boosting West Virginia, I think, to beat Pitt on Thursday night, I think, on
Walk.
FanDuel. Hopefully it goes through. Hopefully FanDuel lets us.
Yeah.
You know,
good luck.
This year has really become a little bit more of a,
Mountaineers, huh?
let's go.
Boosting the 7.5 for the money line.
Well, definitely the 7.5.
Both.
Let's not get crazy. We actually might try to boost to 9.5, maybe
sure,
10.5.
sure, there you go.
Okay, let's not get crazy. There's going to be a lot of energy in there. First game of the
Tons.
year. There's going to
Wait,
be
they're underdogs?
Yeah.
But they're replacing Kenny Pickett, though. Who's the next stud?
Everyone
coming
else
in?
comes
Slow it
back.
on
Slows
slow.
it.
Yeah, they lost their best wide receiver too.
Yeah, nobody cares. Okay, this West Virginia team has not impressed many people over the last couple of years.
Brown?
I trust the climb
Your
there.
fucking head coach has a bowl cut. I mean, that's, so does
the
that's an
quarterback.
issue.
I haven't seen him. I want to see
That's
a
an
picture.
issue. He's got a bowl cut with a visor on.
I like him. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Graham Harrell calling
Maybe.
offense.
He's gonna have to win some fucking games though, and I'd be very happy if he kept that thing. Let's win on Thursday.
They're going to need Graham Harrell's juice because Acrisure is going to be bumping. Kenny Pickett's
There's
in
gonna be
the
a lot of
house.
West Virginia fucks there, dude.
And
Don't you worry about that.
Wani's going to be in
Pac-Man's
the
going to be there. I don't care about Juan's that. Pac-Man's going to be there. I believe a lot of the boys are going to be there. West Virginia sideline's going to be packed, and there's going to be a lot of West Virginia.
They don't usually play this game week 1, do they?
No, normally it's the middle of the season. It's the first time back 5 years or something like that.
Normally it's a
Okay.
conference game. Well, it was a conference game. Not
Oh,
a
yeah,
conference.
true.
No, it's not
has
because
those
West Virginia wasn't allowed in
Big
the
East is-
ACC.
yeah,
Oh,
Big East,
yeah.
Big East is
What the fuck? Why didn't they just take us? That would have made everything so much easier. But
Really
of
would
course,
have.
They regret it now too.
who?
The ACC.
Yeah, of course they
Because you
did.
guys were good now. You were good then, but now.
What's that?
Now it's like, oh, West Virginia, who cares? You know?
No, not after Thursday.
Yeah, not after Thursday.
Not
year's
after
different. Yeah,
Thursday.
this year's different. That's right. I
I
trust
got
the
a lot
Harrell
of
clock.
people sending me text messages trying to wager a lot. Got to backyard brawl. No, it means a lot. Got to. How about 1,000? I'm like, whoa. I didn't know JT wasn't even the quarterback. No offense. Like, hey, let's go. Yeah, I hope we're going to win. Let's fucking win. Okay? But also, I don't know if we're going to. I've seen them on national television a few times. And unless Graham Harrell is avataring for the quarterback, I don't know how we're going to potentially. I don't even know the Pitt team, but I know it's West Virginia team from last year and the year before that and the year before that, and I think the year before that. And it's like, all right, I'm not being forced into fucking $20,000-$30,000 worth of bets.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Especially
Well,
when
with 10
it's-
points, 7 points, 10 points, you got to take that, right? With Pitt kind of
Yeah, 10
rebuilding.
points. You're right, 10
Rivalry
points.
game.
Let's go.
Rivalry
I want
game?
10.
Week 1?
Week 1, it's going to be close.
It's going to be close. Rivalry game got to be.
College kids going to be nervous.
Sure.
It's going to be tight, probably.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's going to be loud. It's going to be close. 7.5 is more than enough. Yeah, 100% right, D-Ball. We don't even need to know who the fucking players are.
Damn right.
Because we don't. We don't have a clue.
No clue.
But this year's different because we're going to be in a college football landscape.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's remember
That's
that, AJ. Your boots on the ground on Saturday, I believe, Ohio State, Notre Dame. Somebody
game.
needs to get to this backyard brawl on Thursday night.
Well, and Pitt's quarterback Slobodan Milosevic actually used to be the USC starting quarterback.
They actually-
What the fuck is this guy's
his
name?
real
He actually beat out
What's his
JT.
name?
He beat out JT Daniels
Is
at USC.
Oh,
Slobodan
Slobodan
Milosevic?
Slobodan Milosevic. Yeah,
That's not his
in
real
honor
name.
of the Serbian president.
That's not his
So
name.
this is a fake name?
It real name
what's
Keaton Slovis sometimes goes by
There it is.
Slobodan Milosevic.
This is our problem with this show. Okay?
That's real. That's his name.
The first time I hear this human's existence, you guys give me a name that is nowhere near his actual name. This is Dougie Mills all over again, but way worse. What's Cuzzy's name?
Keaton Slovis, a.k.a. Slobodan Milosevic.
Just like Strevler, a.k.a. Strafolsky.
Bingo.
Yes.
Gumpy's tweeting to Rap Sheet. This guy's name is Keaton Slovis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said Slobodan.
Slobodan Milosevic. Yeah. Is sometimes
That's
what he
disgusting.
goes by.
No, they stopped him at Ellis Island and made him change it before he came over to play.
Listen, America did some fucked up shit
Yeah.
with that whole thing. Where are you from? Germany. Or Deutschland. Germany. Get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
What's your name? Ba, 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 ba. Okay, sweet. Smith. Get the fuck out
Yeah.
of here.
You also have smallpox.
Get the fuck out
Shoot
of
this
here.
guy in the head and throw him in the river.
Done with this guy.
I mean, they should have done things a little vastly different, obviously. But this is something we don't know enough about, and we need to learn more about. Okay? This Thursday, West Virginia starts their climb to the top.
Hell yeah.
And they're going to keep it within 7.5 points
Yeah.
with that Pitt team.
We can send our guy E. Inzer down to
Sure.
watch the game and give us a scouting report too.
I think you'll want to watch from home so he gets all 22.
Yeah, you're probably right.
True.
Want to be able to get the angles,
Rewind. Yeah. Good
the whole
point.
thing. AJ, that's a big deal happening on Thursday. College football's like here.
Oh, yeah.
We're here.
UConn a
They,
team this
they
year?
played in what Ireland, right?
Hey,
Wasn't that the
yeah, right.
Northwestern game?
Yeah, Ireland. Well, how's that come about? Ireland hosts a college football game? How's that even take? I love it.
Yeah.
But how'd that, the Aer Lingus Bowl? What?
Notre Dame played there a few years
Yeah.
ago, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
The Irish.
The fighting ones.
Yeah, I don't know how this comes apart. I don't know.
Oh, Northwestern had that cool design in their helmet. Maybe they
did.
showed
So
that.
it's
to
like
people
they were
from
in.
Ireland.
That's why they
Fitzgerald, Irish name, right?
Patrick
Oh, yeah, very much so.
They were
So-
giving out free beer too. Did you see that?
Yeah, because the internet went down or something.
Classic.
Yeah.
That's all.
How does that
Valley.
make sense?
So Ireland was like, hey, take a beer, lad. Jeez, you don't have the internet. We get it. Fucking blackout, I guess.
Electric atmosphere.
Penn State Purdue's also Thursday night.
Yeah.
Decent little game.
All right, here we go. UConn a team though this year or no?
We're back. We're back. You know, we can only go up. 1-11 last year. Been stinking for the last few years. But Jim Moore, new era, new year. Our starting quarterback got hurt in like the first drive last week, but we still covered and competed against Utah State. So
They
I'm excited
blow.
about where we're going.
Jim
Hey,
Moore
relax,
is the
Connor.
coach?
Relax.
Junior.
Yeah, Jim Moore.
Jeez.
Junior.
They blow. Remember last year that coach? He got promoted to head coach. He was like, I'm not fucking coaching these guys. I'm out of here. You remember that?
UConn
Still,
too.
yeah. All right. Yo, that was, no, you talking about Randy Edsel?
Sure.
That was my guy. Yep.
He said, this ain't the same school. Sorry about it, D, but I need to get the fuck out of here and live
I mean,
my
they're in a
life.
tough situation. So we were talking about the Big East before we got on the air. They're independent and you're
Yikes.
recruiting in the Northeast like that. That's a tough spot to be in as a coach. But Jim is, he's got these guys going the right way.
D, but how cool would it be to just be like AJ? Like Ohio State's always going to be good.
Yeah.
You know, like every conversation he's ever had with any other NFL guys.
But
or
if they
any-
lose one game, the sky is falling, though. That's the downside.
Like Mac Brown in Texas.
Yeah,
Save
but
it.
I think every school, though, first game they lose, sky's falling.
No, but a lot of schools expect it. Like I don't know. Yeah, it's it's what you want your team to be, to where they expect to win every single game, and you want the fan base that way. But also, like for the coaches and everyone, it's a lot on those dudes. You lose 2 games, see you later.
West Virginia's about to go undefeated.
Sure.
So is Iowa.
So
No
they're
doubt.
not-
See you in the national championship.
Well, I don't think
I hope
that's-
they do.
So are the Dukes.
That'd be sweet.
Why was everybody? I didn't understand that. Here's another situation: that the red on film from Duquesne,
They
that
thought
guy had his.
they thought it was his pants.
What pants and nips you're talking about?
What the fuck was that?
It was his undershirt.
It was his undershirt, but at first glance, it did look like he had his pants up to his nipples.
Don't worry, they went down to Florida State and covered, so not a big deal.
Good start.
in,
1-0.
that fit, that guy did that.
yeah.
At Duquesne.
You started,
That guy didn't
starting
touch the
DN.
field.
Listen, wait till the Dukes get back in FCS action. Okay?
What was the spread?
Oh, Jacksonville State's about to fucking go ahead and.
Spread on that one was 40 something.
44.
You guys covered? Yeah. Let's go, Dukes.
Huge cover.
Florida State's dead, maybe. Can't cover 40-some against the Duquesne Dukes. They got that guy on the team.
FCS powerhouse.
As soon as I saw that, though, I was so confused.
There it is.
I didn't know what the thing was. I had to actually scroll through, and they're like, are his pants up to his nip? I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was.
How tall is he?
Zeke should do that.
What about 30? 30's an interesting spot
Scatback.
here.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Scatback.
Yeah, he's going to have to be.
Not interested in getting in the game.
No, yeah, he's good.
Never seen that body language on the side.
I mean, who's the guy right behind him on the right?
What are we doing? And the play's coming at you, too.
There's no reason to cook these kids.
No.
That was just an undershirt. They're fucking red. What do you want them to do? Camera can't pick it up as
You know
well.
what that is? That social media accounts, once again, who don't know football well enough.
Oh,
Tweet it out.
D-Bud actually thought it was his pants, though. So D-Bud
I did.
Yeah, but D-Bot was
I'm sorry.
fucking, he was, had some
Sky
fucking,
high.
Yeah, was he in the goddamn clouds like he is today?
Yeah,
or no?
Oh, my gosh.
Ayahuasca.
fucking,
Who's smoking ayahuasca?
Nah, I don't do that stuff.
get a cinder block around his ankle, right, Paul?
You goddamn right.
Drug-free guys.
Why's
the
everybody
Italians.
saying Darius is hot?
going
Is that what
on?
you guys are saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm trying to keep
What's the
it
cinder
grounded.
block around his ankle?
It's like from floating away.
Yeah, same thing we had to do with Mitt. Remember a couple and Ty a couple times.
Yeah, had to do with Mitt. You mean have to do with
Yeah,
Mitt?
Mitt's still having to be tied down like balloons.
I just tether him at all times, maybe.
Let's move on.
Get him an anchor.
It's a weather balloon
Concrete
at
in
this
his
point.
shoes every morning.
This show's the worst.
Might be
Okay, this is why Sirius fired us.
God damn it!
Go to the window.
You're right.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day where a lot of people are finding out what their fate is in the football world. What does their future look like? Are they going to be rich NFLers? Are they going to change the course of their entire family's lives and the legacy and the family tree forever? Or are they being shown a door to a new life in something that isn't nearly as glorious or as high paying? Are dreams being realized or nightmares being faced? That's what today is. Today is brand new free agent Tuesday, August 30th, where teams are having to make their first cut downs to their first final roster. That'll be changing as the week goes on here and throughout the entire season. There's always a turnover of players with injuries happening, other positions having to give up guys. It's a whole game. New families are being moved to new places today because of what they're finding out. It is a crazy time to be alive. Here's some of the brand new free agents that have just been announced already today. Kellen Mond, who Chris Sims had as the number 4 prospect QB in the NFL, can throw like Mac Jones, better than some other people, which, by the way, Chris Sims has been accurate in a lot of his quarterback breakdowns and everything like that. So Kellen Mond was a surprise. Sony Michel is on the road again. Ooh. Josh Gordon Flash says he's excited for his next stop. Who needs weapons? The Colts do. The Packers do. Will Flash have another chance and another opportunity to continue that once promising elite career before a bullshit rule ruled him out? Tony Jefferson's out there. Strafolsky.
Hold on, D-Butt. I want to ask about Tony Jefferson. Weren't you surprised by that?
Oh, kind of. He's been obviously dealing with some injuries. He got on late last year. I think he'll still get another opportunity. I was surprised to see him cut though.
How about
same thing with Anthony Harris?
Anthony Harris cut. CJ GJ traded from the Saints to the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a big time move in the secondary, right?
That's a huge move. So they said extension talks broke down, but he's one of the best slot defenders in the league. That's what he's been playing primarily, and now going to Philly, he's going to be a full-time safety. Trying to get
easy.
Paid
You've done that type of thing, haven't you?
I wouldn't say easy, but I think for him, a type of player that he is, I think it'll be an easier transition than most players. And he's doing it at usually a lot of guys do it like I did it going into my 9th year. He's like 4 or 5 years in maybe, so going younger. So a lot more tread left on the tire. I'm excited about him though. Getting in that defense, it's a lot of good ball players in that secondary. So I'm excited about that move for Philly.
And Sirianni has heard all of his teammates say, "Hey, this guy starts shit with everybody. He starts fights with everybody." And Sirianni is like, he sounds like a dog. Get him on our roster however we need to do it. Howie Roseman makes the trade this morning, becoming a big deal. But these are the things we're going to see over the next couple of days. New places, new faces. CJ GJ, my sources have told me, everybody that plays against that Saints defense fucking hates him. So that is what you want on your team. The Philadelphia Eagles continue to stack that roster, make moves, almost go all in. Will Jalen Hurts lead them to the promised land? Will Sirianni make the right situational decisions down the stretch when it matters? Will they be able to get a stop? That's what everybody wants to know, and their fan base has to think, our motherfucking team's going all in right now.
Rookie quarterback pay. Got a rookie quarterback pay, and you got to go all in.
You got a window.
You can bring in AJ Brown. You can bring in CJ GJ. You can bring in new guys. I mean, that team is going. And
Bradbury.
the NFC East is gettable.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, They should be the favorite going into the year.
Most people are picking them, right?
I picked them, a few months ago maybe, but I mean, this is another move that how he's doing everything right, man.
Okay, and I think their fan base has to be pumped. Just a few years back, they won a Super Bowl. They were eating horse poop in parades.
Hell yeah.
Statue was put up. It was blown up completely, and now it's a whole new world. What's that, pal?
Who was eating horse poop?
Fans.
Johns. A bunch of Johns out there.
Oh, not the players?
No. There's people climbing, the poles. I mean, Philadelphia having a celebration is just awesome to think about.
Kelsey had that fit on.
Yeah. What was that?
Didn't they grease the poles?
They did.
That was.
They're always greasing poles in Philly. It's true.
Only in Philly.
I've been there.
All right, let's get back to the brand new free agents. We move on. Duke Johnson, a running back who came into fame, I believe, with the Browns, has been cut from
Bills.
Bills. Is it the Bills? I don't know. It looks like a blue team. I'm learning where a lot of guys are, by the way.
Bills,
through these cuts, and there's a lot of people that I would like to apologize to. I never heard of, but if you're a wide receiver, and you still got some, you can go. Come on to Indianapolis.
Green Bay.
Come on, Devin Allen, just released from
What'd
the
he say?
Philadelphia Eagles. Don't love that necessarily. Why are they cutting him? I thought we had a guy who's the fastest on earth, maybe another Tyreek Hill out there. So bring him to Indianapolis. Let's keep it moving. There's Anthony Harris of the Eagles getting cut. CJ GJ being traded from the Saints to fill that in. Tim Boyle. Foxy. David Blah goes from fumbling to snap to beating out Tim fucking Boyle.
Wow. I'm a Blau guy, so I'm okay with this. Love you, Tim Boyle, but it's time to move on.
Tim Boyle, I don't think, did anything good for the Lions whenever we were watching.
No.
But I would like to say, I love the name Tim Boyle.
Yeah.
Hope you
He's
do.
a UConn guy, too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, TB12, shout out.
Yeah, his claim to fame was Rodgers liked him.
Aaron got him a job.
Yeah, bingo.
Because his UConn stats were brutal.
Terrible.
He was like 18 for 40.
Aaron's got a lot of us jobs, I think.
Sure. Not fucking couldn't help us hang on.
Remember, we had State Farm there for a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
that's
true.
right.
State
For like a
Cooler.
day.
And then he had to go get immunized, and we lost that.
I don't think that's what lost that. I don't think that's what lost that deal. I believe it was how we read that thing.
Yeah.
Hey, tell the crew in the back to shut the fuck up.
Hey, McAfee, why don't you get your dogs to shut their fucking mouths while you're reading the okay?
Sorry, State Farm.
Trying to sell insurance.
We have tested the read. The read is good. It doesn't need any ad libs. It doesn't need any remixes. The read is good. You're right. They're 100% right. They're much more professional than us. I love Jake from State Farm.
Yeah, they're still going.
I love all their commercials. They are still doing their business very well.
Fucking Bugle Boys.
But there was zero chance of this particular show staying directly on that script.
Yeah, well.
And they didn't know that going in. Thus, Aaron Rodgers got us that particular job.
Yeah.
We ruined it. Tim Boyle got the job. He's no longer on the team.
ruined
Let's hope he gets somewhere else. Mohamed Sanu, great athlete, never really finds a home anywhere. Why is that? Did you ever play against Mohamed Sanu?
Played against Sanu, yeah.
What is the deal? He's a great player, isn't he? From Rutgers?
You know, at those skill positions, man, once you start to get up in age, just like most of these front office people, they want to just, give those young guys those opportunities, see what they got. They kind of feel like they know what they have with Sanu, so maybe he'll get picked up with a contender or someone, down as the year starts. But that's kind of what happens in receiver room, safeties, corners. It happens a lot.
And if you're past 5 years in the NFL, if you're on the roster for opening week, your salary is guaranteed to you. Oh. So a lot of these older guys that are getting cut doesn't mean that their season's done, or they might even end up with the team that they were
re-sign right when the league year or after the first
I
game.
think it's year 10 for him too.
So he's been
I
around.
played with Mo in Cincy. He's a stud.
Yeah.
Like if he's healthy, that dude, he's big, physical. Like I always appreciated how he ran with the ball. He'd catch the ball and try to run through people. Also, he has a cannon. He can throw.
Kick. I think he can throw kick. I think he can do it. He's a great athlete.
Yep.
He goes by the name Mo.
I mean, yeah, what we called him, Mo Sanu.
Let's bring in Mo.
He would be a good indie addition.
Bill traded a second-round pick for him.
Oh, yeah.
Great guy,
He was
too.
with the Falcons when Matt Ryan won the MVP.
All right, Mo. Welcome to Indy, pal. We'll see you
go.
Monday of week 2. Funches on the road again from the Lions. He was playing late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Kind of understood, saw that one coming. He moved to tight end. He was a wide receiver. Brett Kern being on the road, he's going to the Bills, I think, personally. Sam Martin, another punter, he's also out there. O.J. Howard. Is that O.J. Howard?
Yeah.
Bill's got him.
Surprising.
Young guy's
Young
been
tight
looking
end being
good,
out,
yeah.
yeah.
Really?
They ate $3 million on that cut, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Was he healthy throughout camp?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah,
So where's he going back to Tampa
too.
then?
That was a shocker. Huh?
Someone will snatch him up.
Somebody will kick the tires on him.
Tyler Johnson has been released. That's crazy. 18. We just saw a film of him. Tom Brady hit him on a 4th and 3 against the Colts this past week in the first drive, first series. He's starting. He is now released on the road. Wonder what that's all about. Come to Indianapolis. Philip Lindsay, speaking of Indianapolis, that guy just a couple years ago was the guy, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, rookie year.
Now he was getting third string reps with the Colts. He was battling for that third spot, and then now he's being released. Let's assume somebody will sign him because now running backs are stable by committee. Somebody's going to fit in. He's going to fit in
They
somewhere.
said special teams probably led to that because he doesn't play him.
And also, we got Jonathan Taylor and Naeem Hines.
Yeah.
So, those are two guys. So, whoever's getting that one spot is the third guy has to play special teams.
Yep.
Philip Lindsay doesn't play special teams.
Yeah, that's tough.
Philip Lindsay's been a starter since day one in the NFL. Probably was never taught how to fucking cover a punt or a kick in his entire life. Kind of goes against him, but he was a superstar early. Then Coleman, Ward, and Shelton.
Danny Shelton.
Danny
Shelton.
Danny Shelton release.
Big
He was
boy.
the first rounder.
He was the
Oh,
first
yeah,
rounder,
to
yeah.
Cleveland.
Yep.
Played in New England.
A lot of brand new free agents. We'd assume a lot of these guys get another opportunity somewhere, maybe sign back to the practice squad or maybe back to the team after year one. But there's a lot of guys who are going to be able to pick where they go next, AJ.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, there's definitely some big names out there. It's always a bit surprising. And teams that are, they'll be making moves, all the rest of this week.
Yeah, I said
Now
earlier.
you're not safe, though. That's the scary thing. If you're like, I made the team, here we go. No, you're not safe because now there's a pool of 800,000 players where they can come try to scoop you up and get you out of there.
I said in the first hour that there's somebody tonight who's leaving the facility, texting her family, friends, even probably the positional coach, like,
Don't do it.
my dream has come true.
Thank you.
All those long hours and sacrifices and pain and long hours and roads, everything. I made it, Mom. I made it, Dad. Hey, high school coach, I want to let you know before everybody else, I made it. Then they're going to bed tonight. They're going in the facility tomorrow. They're getting a peanut butter and maybe a banana sandwich or whatever the fuck they want to eat.
Sure.
And they're just sitting at a table and they're having a conversation with everybody. Look at this dream come true, dream come true. And then while they're walking to either team meeting, position meeting, or special teams meeting, they get a tap on the shoulder and we never see that motherfucker ever again.
Nope.
Ever again. Person's gone.
Tough business.
Tough business.
Yeah.
Then gotta send all the texts back.
Yeah.
Wait.
Just kidding.
Just want to let you know.
Never
that
mind.
I learned quickly that this ain't game anymore. This is business.
business.
It is. So there is some, some questionable times here for the next few days. So if you're a family member or a friend of somebody that is on maybe 46 to 53 on a roster, have to have some self-awareness. Let's not pressure them to let you know if they made the team or not, because they might have today. Tomorrow is a very different story.
Yeah, and vet Logan Ryan was just cut as well. So when those guys are out there and you're
Tampa?
you're a safety and on another team and you know where you're on and you see that, you're like, oh fuck.
Here we go. There's some big names getting released. This has to be the guaranteed salary thing.
It's that, it's numbers game sometimes. Sometimes somebody surprises you, have a great camp. And, you may be heavy one position. Obviously, you see an opportunity to pick somebody else up on another position. It's tough, man. But, a lot of careers will end today. But then a lot, you got guys like James Harrison that was cut, 6, 7 times and then end up obviously having a Hall of Fame caliber career. So, never the end, man. It ain't
Never the end.
It ain't the end.
You can keep
grinding.
going.
Yeah, keep grinding.
The old guys, D-Butt said it. Like if you're an older guy and you're not like an every down player, you have to play special teams. They don't have room for you on the team as being like a player that might play 50% or less of the plays on offense or defense. You better be playing some special teams.
How about the $500,000 difference in vet men, rookie men, too? When you're talking about teamer or third string linebacker or tight end that's playing special teams, like the new CBA making it that big of a difference, I think the intentions were pure. The intentions were, the veteran men will be more because you've earned it. You put in your time, you've earned this whole thing. But what it became immediately is, I got 2 old fucks. I got an extra $1 million. I can go do this entire thing. So at this position, covering a kick, covering a punt, blocking for anything, can I pay $500,000 less at this? Yeah, I can certainly do that. So the shaping of the roster and the salary cap, which isn't real, but it is real for 30 to 53, 26 to 53. That is pretty fucking real, the salary cap. They hold it over everybody's heads. It's the top 20 that they kind of dance with. So that type of stuff's going in and decisions being made today as well.
I also think today really emphasizes when you talk about how like when a new regime comes in and they don't give a fuck about like the Vikings cut 3 guys today that they drafted in like the top 4 rounds.
Kellen
like
Mond was the future a couple years ago.
Yeah, exactly. And then another guy they cut I think was a 2nd or a 3rd round pick. Like they're just cutting bait with all these guys that they didn't draft.
We can talk about Patriots draft picks too, right? Because I saw a stat come through in the group text. It was a tweet. You guys have had 13 first or second round draft picks over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I think only 2 of them are on the team.
Yeah. What's going on?
That
goes back to Chandler Jones.
Why isn't Bill going to Combine? He's going to these workouts out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I think it's because he knows that he's not going to end up paying these guys, what they're worth. I mean, Chandler Jones won a Super Bowl, knew he was the best player on our defense, and we shipped him to Arizona the next year. So I think that's why usually.
Cole Strange though, they said he's doing good.
Yeah, Cole Strange,
great.
Here's Bill Barnwell. William Barnwell, by the way, been around the game a long time.
Yeah, he knows.
Hey, Bill, we appreciate your service. The Patriots had 13 first, second, and third round picks between 2018 and 2020. Right now, it looks like they went 2 for 13.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. What's that all? Are you losing
I mean,
faith?
I read some of those stats, and that guy's just, he's painting a picture. Sony Michel actually helped us win the. He's the only one. He's the only one to score in the Super Bowl in 2018. I mean, and the whole entire playoff run he had was unbelievable.
You're saying Bill Barnwell stirring the Bill pot there? Is what you're saying, Bill?
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Duggar, definitely a hit. I'm glad he didn't just say some bum from D2.
Damian Harris guy.
Uh-huh.
Dalton Keene, this guy. Oh.
Dalton Keene, he was an H-back.
You were excited about Dalton Keene.
He looked good in training camp this year. Real bummer. Bum to see him go.
Harry Hurts.
Yeah, N'Keal Harry Hurts, and I hate to bring it up, but Michael Lombardi said N'Keal Harry was a can't miss wide receiver, so that's why Bill took him before DK Metcalf and AJ
So you just
Brown,
said, whoa.
Deebo Samuel.
You just said Bill Belichick might have had 13 draft picks, but Mike Lombardi's at least one of them.
No, not at least. He is N'Keal Harry. I mean, there are people in New England who will never forgive Michael Lombardi for that draft pick. I'm not kidding. It comes up every year.
Publicly?
Oh, yeah, publicly. He said N'Keal Harry is the can't-miss wide receiver of that draft class.
And I told he probably said, I told Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deebo Samuel came to Gillette. He said, come and draft me, Bill. A.J. Brown grew up a New England Patriots fan. He also wanted to go to New England. And I'm not going to say this because it worked out with Mac Jones. But, there's a chance if we do draft one of those guys, Tom Brady doesn't leave.
Was Lombo still in the organization?
No, but he does like
Consulting.
the consult, for Bill every year.
And Lombo told everybody that he said this, I assume, to Bill.
There's actually an article headline that gets sent to the same Patriots group text I have every single year before the draft, and it's Michael Lombardi's article about N'Keal Harry.
Oh, jeez. It's all right, Lombo. Hey, when you step in a batter's box, you're going to get something wrong.
He's 38 years in the NFL,
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Like Lombo said, you think I care?
No, he doesn't.
Think I care? No, I don't.
Yelled at by Al Davis.
He was signing off. Patricia was signing off. Is Bill making picks these days?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. You think Bill's lost a little bit of his hard edge up there? Wants to kind of hand it over to the dog, to Matt Patricia, to Lombardi? What do you think?
I mean, it's going to be tougher to, miss at the top this much, obviously, without a guy like Brady in there, because Brady, he covers up a lot of that. But
Interesting note there.
Well, and the other part is, the first round picks that we're picking out are 30, 31, 28. It's not like we're picking in the top 10
good point,
the top
true.
15 every year.
Good point.
Tomlin said, I ain't going to lose enough games to get a guy that looks like you.
Yeah.
To Chase Young.
Exactly.
That was a hilarious line. I ain't never going to lose enough games to get a guy like you. What a hilarious line from Tomlin's brain. He's walking up to Chase to go talk to Chase, Hey, big fan, man. And Tomlin's brain just immediately goes, yeah, you're too much of a fucking monster to fall to fucking 27 where we're going to be, 26 where we're going to be. How many times do you think Tomlin has had that thought? It was like, God damn, that guy would be a great Steeler. Yeah. Also, never going to make it to where we are. And is he ever going to be affordable enough for us to fucking pay him, which is what I guess he would tell me in warm-ups. I'm going to wait till you're old and cheap, is what he told me. And it was a hilarious line. Remember, he explained to us, there's just some people where I feel like they physically have to deteriorate enough to get into the price range that I will be willing to pay them. Mm-hmm. And you were one of them. I thought that was a massive compliment. Mm-hmm. But that is real about the Patriots and these teams that are historically great. Yeah. They're not up there in the top 10 where they get a chance. Hey, who's running 4-2s? Who's running 4-3s? I get these guys, and that's why the parity of the NFL is the way it is.
It's a tough place to play, too. Like, it's a tough environment to, I guess, adjust to. I was one of those hot picks in 2009 and went in there and struggled. It was a kind of a transition. It was kind of before, I got drafted with Julian Edelman, Pat Chung, McCourty was the year after, so it was kind of that next run, that next dynasty. But we had young Josh Boyer in there trying to run a room with, 14-year vet Sean Springs, 8-year vet Lee Biden. So it was tough. But playing in that environment, like in that building, very, very different than every other organization in the league. And
it's just a vibe.
Do they make you anxious or what? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, every day. It's a good thing, looking back on it in retrospect. When I got to other places, I'm like, damn, now you understand it as you get older in the league. But it's tough. It's tough. And you can obviously get in that doghouse. Practices, like the intensity of practices, the amount of things that change from day to day, week to week. You can have a bad Wednesday, Thursday practice. You may have been coming in that week as a starter. Going into Sunday, you're coming off the bench, or you may not even be suiting up. Like that doesn't happen around the NFL. You know what I mean? So it's a different level of pressure, but some people thrive in it, some people don't. So it's always situational, but it's a tough place to play.
And his practices are nothing like everybody else's, right? Like if he thinks, from what I've been told, and I might be wrong, I've never been in there, but if, like the smallest, simplest thing, if the center and right guard, are missing a block 1 week, like they will run that indie thing for fucking ever. Like as most teams will have like, hey, we got a 5-minute period. We're going to do working on this. Let's get this better. Like Bill will hammer, hey, we will not end today's practice until you two motherfuckers figure it out, basically. Where other teams have, hey, it's Wednesday, so we got first and second down. We got this, we got this, we got this. And every day is like this. From what I've been told, like Bill will change the practice schedules if he sees a glaring issue and basically be like, we are not moving on until we fucking fix this.
Yeah.
And it seems like that is a smart decision. I don't come from the football world. I didn't grow up in it. But that feels like a way to keep things fresh. I think you hammer home points that way.
For sure.
And it kind of gets out of the Groundhog's Day. Is that an accurate take on what happens up there? Or is I...
Oh, for sure. Not only as a team, but even as an individual. I'll give you a funny story. My rookie year, last play of the game, first game, we Monday Night Football, my first game. Last play, one of those plays where you throw it and people are tossing in and this. So
annexation of Puerto Rico.
Tight end catches it. It's an offensive play though. Tight end catches it. I run full speed. Bing, I bounce off of him. He pitches it back to like T.O. stiff arm. I missed 4 tackles on one play. So Belichick comes in the next morning on Monday, we low lights. You can blow a team out 56-7. You're gonna have low lights on Monday. So I know my play is coming. It's the last one, so I'm sitting in there. And he says, I've been coaching in this league for 40 years, whatever he said. I've never seen a player miss 4 tackles on one play. So the next 4 weeks, after practice is completely over, I got to go throw my full pass on. And I got to go tackle Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. Full live tackling until I have a good week where I'm getting them down. So that's how it is. It's a level of accountability.
Well, it's hilarious because he just says, "Hey, here's an obvious glaring thing."
Yeah.
So we are going to fix this.
Yeah.
So this never happens again. And that's just at your position, last play of the game, whatever the case. And he treats that with everything. Yeah. That is why he's the guy. And does everybody else?
It's tough to do that, though.
That's what I'm saying. Why doesn't everybody do that?
It's tough to do that. And once again, you got to have buy-in from the top. So those guys that I mentioned, Tom Brady's obviously incredibly important to that success, but having the Devin McCourtys, the Patrick Chungs, the Julian Edelmans, those type of guys, the Matt Slaters, having those type of guys in the buildings and all those different, units, offensive, defense, special teams, that matters as well. And then when that level of accountability is from the top down, like Brady's getting called out in low lights too. I never saw Luck's not getting called out to me. Cam Newton's not getting called out to me. Those are my other teammates as quarterbacks. He's getting called out. If we can hit a fucking wide open tight end, maybe we can win some games this year. So you're sitting there as a rookie like, oh shit, this shit real. So, but like I said, in retrospect, you look at it.
Oh, yeah. Look how happy this guy.
I love it. Yeah, I love hearing that stuff. That's why it's lasted this long. Because of that.
That's a fact.
Well, and it's also why it might not last ever again.
Well, I don't know because when we pull up
these dudes don't get coached these days, right? I think
when you go to other places, it's tough. It's tough to take that shit. You see other coaches struggle with that. You got
level of accountability, man. Yeah. It is. You get every second thing. It's like having kids. If you give up an inch, hey, that's it. They're gonna be. You can't give up anything.
Say it, AJ. How you do anything?
That's how you do everything.
Yeah.
And I think the modern generation, it's not like hard coaching is the way to reach them.
It's exhausting to do that. To do get debutt every day after practice, it's exhausting, man, mentally and physically for the people doing it. I know it just as as a parent, like you could easily take the easy way out and be like, oh yeah, I'll act like I didn't see him doing something like that or whatever. But no, like you need to go and take care of it.
Bill's just spinning that whistle. Yep. I'm never seeing fucking a guy miss 4 tackles on a play ever again. That it? Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do another one. That's full commitment from Bill Belichick. His entire being is that. I wonder if it will continue. He's evolved, I guess, is what they're saying.
Yeah, definitely.
And changed his whole style. But is it going to be able to be one that wins like they did when they did win the way they won? Because, I mean, every story that comes out, I think to myself, that is hysterical. That sounds like the right thing to do, but you're dealing with actual humans that have big egos, have been around a long time, and your body can only take so much. The fact you're doing full tackle drills,
like we were conditioning after every practice too. But I mean, the benefit of it is, and this is kind of the conversation you have when someone comes into the building. It's like when you run out of the tunnel on Sunday, like you feel like you're going to win the game. You feel like the other team, and then other teams, they go above and beyond to try to over-prepare for, Patriots week. So once again, this is when Brady was there as well. So that's obviously you can't just not account for the greatest quarterback of all time. So maybe he has changed some things now. But that's the benefit of it. When you walk out, you're more prepared than the other team. You're more conditioned than the other team. So, it's kind of the necessary evil.
Yeah, you throw a ball into 6 people, though, it's going to be a pain.
Yeah, it is going to be a problem. But that's another reason why it might be able to last, because it feels like Mac Jones, who's the quarterback, one of the top guys, has fully bought in. He spent the entire offseason. And, like, the draft thing, it is very damning. But Bill also is able to say, like, yeah, I fucked it up and then spend $150 million in free agency. Where he's getting guys that are proven in that he probably knows, I can coach these guys the way that I've coached all these years, and they're not going to, go cry about it. And as far as practice goes, you remember when Jonas Gray scored 4 touchdowns against the Colts, and then he was late to the plane, and then he got cut? Like, it's not even if you play bad in practice. You can play well in the game, and then on Monday.
You can't miss the plane. You can't miss. That is something.
Yeah. I think he was late to practice, actually. I don't think he was late to the game.
Either.
Yeah.
As somebody who was late one time because I was in jail, can't do it. I mean,
this guy
I've never experienced something.
Scored 4 touchdowns. He had 170 yards in his only game.
It's the second time you fucking said that.
Sorry, it was against Colts. It blew the shit out of him. But, I mean, I'm paused.
Bro, how about LeGarrette Blount? LeGarrette Blount had...
that was the playoffs.
I think he had 4 in one game as well.
Yeah, he had. I think he had 19 touchdowns that year, and he didn't go to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, he was just running people over. That was after he smoked with
Lev Bell
in Pittsburgh, and nobody would pay him. So Bill was like, "I'll give you $24 and come play up here."
And he did.
And he did. Yeah. And he fucking won
the Super Bowl.
No shit. In the most accountable holding place, New England, this guy that everybody said was a problem. He goes up there, gets paid nothing, and fucking just.
Well,
why is everybody dumb? I don't know. We will find out.
He walked off the field.
Julian Edelman, he's pissed. What do you want the guy to do? Julian Edelman, he said he's healthy.
Yeah. Really?
Uh-oh.
This might be a Gronk type situation. Julian Edelman feels extremely better after a year away from football, and he's not ruling out an NFL return via Zach Cox, NESN, Northeastern Sports Network.
Hell yeah, nice.
Fucking Zach Cox knows the deal.
Yeah.
We saw Julian Edelman a few times. Looks like he's in great shape. I think he will always be in great shape. What was this? His knee, though, had no
cartilage. Yeah, none.
Which is just sore. Like, that hurts like fucking hell. That's what that does. So
to be saying that, though, he's got I'm sure he's tested it a little bit. He's been working. Obviously, he works out. He's in great shape, but he's probably been running around a little bit, changing direction, saying, okay, I still got this.
You think he was the receiver in the 11-day vacation that Lombo was talking about?
Yep.
11 days?
Running on sand,
Running on sand, much better.
Much better for the
Probably
knees.
Amendola, too, because he just retired. What? Oh, what?
2 receiver. Lombo said, if I know Tom, he had 2 receivers with him and a bag of balls whenever he went on this 11-day absence.
Yeah.
That would be the 2 receivers right there, right? And they wouldn't say anything to anybody.
Oh, no. Hell no. And didn't he say he'll only go back to New England? Is that what he said?
He did.
Tampa.
Unfortunately, he was in Vegas for the Patriots Raiders joint practice. But
is his contract up or no? His rights still?
I don't know if he still has the rights, but I know he sold those Foxborough Forever shirts, and he acted like that. He was never going to leave New England. So
but his knee didn't feel the way it feels now.
Exactly.
At the time, situations are situational. At that point, he didn't think he could ever run a fucking 7 again.
Yeah, and 11's
now,
taken.
He's all the way back.
11's taken.
Someone's wearing it. I mean, obviously he can come back and have it. I'm not saying it's a Cam Newton, Pat the Patriot situation.
He's definitely going to Tampa if he comes back.
Yeah, if he comes back, yeah.
Is that
He's
why?
going Tampa.
It's warmer weather.
Is that why the surprise cut happened?
Tyler Johnson.
Or like Kansas City or Green Bay, something like that.
No, he's going to Tampa. Remember what
Warm weather,
Gronk and everybody who was this guy said, warmer weather, you should see how good you feel so much better every day. Your joints aren't sore waking up. Tampa's a big, let's get the guys a Sunday team. Like, hey, let's just get the dudes a Sunday.
Let's go New England if he comes back.
I mean, who cares?
Does he think he'll get big numbers if he goes to New England?
Who fucking cares?
What is your problem?
Hey, I love Jules.
You don't like Jules?
What is it? You just posted the fucking picture from the Falcons.
Exactly. I love him. That was in 2016.
What is your problem?
I love him. I love him to death.
He wouldn't even come to the preseason game because Tom Brady was playing. I'm like, don't you think you should at least give him a hey, thank you for all the fucking happiness? No, this guy.
The only reason I'm like that is because of Tom. The only reason that I feel that way is because his mantra his entire career is the next ring. That's his favorite one. He's instilled that in every single New England fan in the goddamn nation.
So why don't you go and say your thanks to the God that brainwashed all of you into believing that particular thing? Hey, Tom, thanks for fucking doing what you did to my life. The amount of parades and happiness that we had because of what you accomplished alongside your teammates, I would like to say thank you for that. Don't you think you should have had a sign maybe this weekend? You would have had a chance to be on the field thanking Tom for everything he has done. Don't you think that's what you should have done for Tom Brady?
I'm not fucking thanking Tom Brady while he's got Pirates on his helmet and a goddamn Buccaneer symbol across his chest. Okay, I'll thank him when he's done, of course. And when he comes back to New England and we retire 12, I'll thank him immediately. But when he's playing for a different team, the same way Tom Brady is, him and his team against everybody else, that's how he and, Bill have kind of taught New England to be. It's the Patriots against everybody else. It doesn't matter if Edelman or Gronk or Brady or any of the number of guys who have come through New England, done well, and then left. You don't really give a fuck about them because they don't play for the Patriots anymore, and that's just how it is.
Vinatieri,
Vinatieri, exactly.
Very rude. That guy gave you your first.
You can throw. He gave more than that. 2 of the 3, but you have to understand that.
Vinny? He's just out in the woods lifting
Yeah,
weights.
probably hunting somewhere.
He's killing something.
Does Jules have first right of refusal on which team he goes to if he comes back?
I would assume, he can. He gets the opportunity to decide that. I think, right? AJ, he would.
If he retired.
Yeah, if he comes back, I don't. Like for me, for instance, if I was to come back and punt for the Buffalo Bills, which everybody who is very kind said that on the internet, it would be an honor to play for the Buffalo Bills organization. I'm not sure business-wise I'd be able to do as such or want to sacrifice my brain into caring about punting a ball again, and it might conflict everything. But I have had those thoughts, and I thought it was quite an honor when people would tweet me that. And Brett Kern is the right guy for the job because he's a fucking robot, that guy. Or if I was going to go kick for Tampa a couple years back, or last year, a team that called me if I was going to go do that, the Colts would have had to trade my rights for me to do that. I wonder if Julian still has any years left on his contract or if he's completely up.
Well, even if he does be solid with Gronk, I mean, Bill really
does not give a fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't get. He sold his rights to Tampa. He doesn't care.
I don't care. Give us a 7th rounder for Julian.
Yeah,
he's a quarterback from Kent State. You think I give a fuck? That would be funny if Bill sold that to himself in the meeting room. He's with Matt Patricia, Joe Judge, and Kraft. And Kraft's like, hey, Bill, what are we going to do with Jules? We love Jules. He wants to come back. Fuck Jules.
Fuck out.
Yeah, I don't
Get
think.
him the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I really don't think he cares. And there is
Julian's only coming back to Foxborough, though. Foxborough forever.
That's his thing. And I still think Edelman's an unbelievable player, but we have like 3 to 4 slot receivers that we're paying a boatload of money. It's like you got to kind of give it to them before you let Julian come in.
All right, before this hour ends, I would like to talk about the Amazon Prime football that debuted on the internet with Russell Wilson's video. This thing's a pancake. Have you seen this ball that Amazon Prime is introducing to the world alongside Wilson? Now, Russell Wilson, I'm talking about Wilson, the Duke maker.
What?
Do we have a Duke in the office?
Yes, we do.
We should grab a Duke. Somebody should grab a Duke.
I think
and bring
it's on
this
the
in.
brown couch.
I guess Amazon has created a new football. I don't know if this is for the future or if it's just hey, talk about Amazon.
For who?
You got a microchip
For the NFL, I would assume.
To play in the Thursday games?
Yes, they're using it on Thursday nights.
No.
Strictly for Thursday
Thing's
nights.
a fucking submarine.
Yeah.
I didn't see. Was this the one Justin Herbert threw?
Yes.
It is very thin. Would be horrendous to kick is my first. As soon as I saw it, that's the worst ball I've ever seen to kick. So the Duke is the greatest ball of all time. Hurt. Good toss, Mitt. Atta baby. The Duke is. Look at how thin that thing is. It looks like a deflated football.
That's
honestly.
tiny.
Oh, and
Is
it's
this
fake.
No, that was
That
real.
one
No,
was,
that was real.
That was real.
1,000% fake.
Whoa.
No.
Is this just a souvenir to give away?
That ball doesn't exist, I don't think. Go back. This seems like a hole-in-one type thing.
Yeah, see, I thought the same thing when
It's
I
like
first.
throwing into the jugs machine.
Throwing it into the moon, yeah.
No, he did
No,
that.
he does have a ball. It's a little tiny little baby Duke, it appears. Not as good as our baby Duke, but the NFL made one. And then...
Accuracy.
Dart. Wow, what a throw.
Oh, so it's
that
fake.
was sick.
Oh, you didn't see Russ?
What?
Did you see Russ's?
So they're doing the fantasy
Definitely real.
files.
That's real.
They're doing the fantasy files.
fake.
Yeah.
Fucking real.
Did you see how far the bag flew on Russ's?
Let's show Russ's, please. So
Please.
this is them doing
Russ's might be fake. That was real.
I agree with Herbert.
Yeah, that's real.
Russ's.
I didn't see
Russ's
Russ
was
yet.
real.
Let me see Russ.
Russ's is
fake.
real.
I didn't see it.
I haven't
like
seen it, but I
everything
assume
else-
it's got to be real.
Everything
Russ
else Russ
do?
does is fucking real.
Hell yeah.
Obviously. What'd he do, though?
How about that
the
Rolls
truck
Royce?
in it?
Was that real?
That was definitely real.
How about his good man brand that he was wearing? Was that real?
Sure.
That's the fat, old, stupid Duke that everybody calls the best football
yeah,
of
that's
all
for sure
time.
real. Oh, yeah.
And then here's the prime one.
Oh,
Boom!
Give me
That one.
Give me that.
Oh.
See a difference? One's
What? Why?
it looks like an Aussie Rules football, kind of
Yeah.
just a little bit smaller.
Giant sunflower seed.
Boom, bang, boom, boom.
Oh, that's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
no.
shit, dude.
And then he asked, he was like, "Hey, did you get that? Because it was fucking the greatest throw he's had."
I see that last
Whoa.
one again.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you talking about? It's the greatest throw we've ever seen.
That thing's like a torpedo.
Yeah, he's got a cannon.
I don't know how it didn't go through the pad, to be
I know.
honest.
Yeah, that's
Send Russell to the front lines with one of these.
Boom.
things.
See ya.
same
7
house?
to 8 yards at his house, yeah, wherever that is that he's been training at and throwing stuff.
Could kill a man with that football.
Yeah, so that prime ball is something. All right, we need to take it serious. You see that fucking, probably going to be a deep ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd
I
be
mean,
a
that
good.
may break your ribs.
That'd be a good gimmick. Like they should be able to use the prime ball on like 1/3 down, like every
Hail Mary.
Thursday night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Final 5 seconds, 7. If it's going to be last play and it's
Yep.
Hail Mary situation,
Bring in the prime
ball for the prime time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bring in this little tiny baby one. And also, nobody's allowed to rush the passer.
No.
Nope.
Because we would like to see this.
I'm running read options with that. You can't see that shit.
Little slight hand. This Matt Stafford used through it.
Stafford's got it too.
Man,
think
they
so.
really,
Oh, he's throwing 100 yards.
they really went all out with this.
God damn, what's he doing?
Easy 100.
Definitely.
Fuck,
so
his
real.
elbow is fine.
Easy
His
100 yards.
elbow is fine.
Is that how he got throwers? elbow?
Holy
What
shit.
are we doing with all this?
What are you talking about, dude? It's a prime football.
This is just a good marketing scheme
No.
for Amazon,
Oh,
right?
you sound like a Mark over there.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about.
Mark.
This is the future of football.
Good throw by Matt.
It was.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
All those guys. You see Russ, Justin Herbert on
Like
a
the
rope.
new Vortex football.
Yeah.
When Elway used to throw it out of the stadium.
No, Vic too. Remember
Oh,
when
yeah. Vic, yeah.
Those commercials, those were the shit.
those were?
When is
What
Aaron
was
going to
that?
throw
This is
it?
20 years later. We got to do better than that.
What?
Like that was the standard set fucking 25 years ago.
You're right.
Come
Michael
on, we're
Vick
22.
experience.
Did you not
22.
watch?
Rusted?
Were you not watching?
But I don't want to run these videos back. You're saying, how does it get better than Russell Wilson knocking the
doesn't.
bag 8 yards? D-Boy?
Russell Wilson threw that football 450 miles an hour.
Okay.
What's
Bad.
funny?
This is bad.
What?
Vortex were
Come
fake
on,
footballs. This is real, genuine cowhide.
Do we have any? We can't play the old shit, right? The old fantasy.
Vic
Files.
did kill us.
No.
Yeah.
Those fantasy files were awesome. Remember a guy reached through the fucking drywall?
Yeah. Chris Cooley. Boom.
Andre Johnson caught 2 between them.
Yes.
Steven Jackson dives through the car.
Yeah.
Mason Crosby hits the fucking clock and resets the time 3
Yep. On
times.
campus.
That
That
was
was
awesome. Yeah, I remember those days.
That was a standard.
Well, then soccer got a hold of it, and I think McAfee was literally juggling balls off the crossbar
Ronaldinho was too. I
from
think.
20 yards away, and then Beckham knocked down 3 things from like 75 yards away.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's kind of copycat league?
I expect more from Amazon.
Okay.
All right,
Wait
we'll
till
be
you
back
get
in the next hour. About 4 minutes. That was Darius J. Butler that
regret
said
that.
that. If anybody's listening, that is an algorithm.
I expect more.
Accountability. That's what I'm saying. You were drafted the Patriots.
Accountability.
Goddamn right.
All right, we'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. Hour 3, we'll take phone calls.
Hell yeah.
We'll chit-chat about any of the more releases that have been announced, the brand new free agents. We'll talk about Jameis Winston and Demario Davis doing incredible motivational speeches
yeah.
before games. There's a lot to talk about, including Baker Mayfield having a casual conversation with somebody, becoming national news. We're back in about 4 or 5. We'll see you then. You are 46,000 people. Oh. So giveaway. I'm not doing it.
What?
Might as well.
PMS is dead. Okay, hashtag PMS is dead. Go ahead and take a screenshot right now. Hashtag PMS is dead. And put your cash tag in there, obviously, so that we can pay you out in efficient fashion. If you win, we'll give 10 people $400.
Oh, yeah.
You should say something nice to somebody that's been released from a team today.
Here we go.
Wish them luck. Wish them luck in whatever they do in the future. Maybe recruit them to your team because they are brand new free agents. So all you had to do was take a screenshot there from earlier. Use the hashtag PMS is dead. Put your cash tag in there and say something nice to somebody that maybe got released and recruit them to your team. We'll be back in about 4 or 5 minutes for hour 3 with some more phone calls. 1-833-4-McAfee and maybe a surprise. Yes, we can't thank you enough. Cheers. I'm the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Coach Mike Tomlin.
Oh, man, Pat, it's an honor to be on with you, man. Thanks for having me.
You're a legend. Thank you for putting me through my workout and having the scouts actually come watch me kick at West Virginia. I don't think I've ever fully thanked you for that moment, Coach.
No, man, I've drank the McAfee Kool-Aid for a long time.
Let's get right into it. The locker room culture changed completely when I was in the league, from when I was a rookie to when I was done, and I retired after the 2016 season. Now it's even more different, I would assume, from when you came into Pittsburgh and everything like that. The dancing on the logo, the TikTok, everything like that you guys have had to experience. What is your messaging in there? How do you adapt and let players be themselves without, doing too much? Because that is a fine balance that you've been able to do, I think, in an incredible job with throughout your entire time in Pittsburgh.
I think for me, more than anything, I try to stay connected. Just getting a sense of where these guys are coming from, what's in vogue for their generation, what captures their attention, how do they learn, how do they communicate, how do they interact with each other formally and informally. And I think being a parent kind of helps me. My boys are 19 and 20, so it's not much difference between them and some of the younger guys that I deal with here. And so for me, it's just about gaining an understanding, working to stay connected. That's my general attitude, man. It's adapt or die for me. And I don't want to be one of them old crusty guys, man, that just refuses to adapt. Although I am one of those old crusty guys now.
Yeah, you are old as shit now. You know what I mean? You've been around a long time. I remember back in the day, whenever you showed up, there was a lot more, to the camera. There was a lot more.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that. Now you're just old ass man now, huh?
You know how it is. Years in this business will scar you, man. It'll settle you down.
That is classic. One of my favorite moments with you is when you would tell me every warm-up, I'm going to get you back to Pittsburgh when you're old and cheap. What does that mean? What did that mean? And should that have been taken as a smack in the mouth, like whenever you said that to me?
No, man, it was a tip of the cap, man. There's certain guys around this league that I'm really interested in, but I know I cannot afford. And you were one of them, so I was going to wait for you to physically deteriorate a little bit until you came back into my wheelhouse.
Yinzers are going to go bananas in Heinz Field this weekend. First time it could be filled up in a long time. I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to... Oh, mama, I'm here. Oh, my life, mama. Is that your alarm clock? Yeah, just say yes, by the way. Yeah.
It's my ringtone. It's my alarm clock.
We appreciate you, Coach T. Last question before we let you go. Why'd you let Troy Polamalu do what he fucking did to me? Why'd you let... I know you've heard of this. Why? Well, that's a short side of the field. That's bad football. You guys coaching unsound football over there in Pittsburgh? How did that happen?
We know you and love you as a man. But on Sundays in the fall, man, you're the nameless gray faces that we...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, never had a losing season, absolute legend, 2-time Super Bowl champion, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah!
Thank you, Coach. Speaking of being around, Chuck McGlone is going to be with us all season in studio on Thursday. Hey, super excited. Very pumped to have you back in my life. I think the boys are going to learn a lot from you. You'll be live in the Thunderdome with us, breaking down film, doing your thing for Thursday Night Football. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your retired life here, Coach.
No, thank you, Pat. I would walk to Indy every single week to be with you and the boys. And it's just, I'm so grateful, and it's going to be an awesome deal to be able to spend, a full day with you guys at the Thunderdome. And I'm freaking pumped.
Me too. Not sticky at all, these gloves. Yeah! Did you see that? That's what I thought. Not sticky at all, these gloves.
Man, you grab
Not
that.
sticky at all. Yeah! These gloves are just like so slick. They're so slick, it's hard to catch stuff. Shit! It's so difficult to catch stuff. I don't know how these kids are doing it. You know, I have no idea what's going on.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to that show. It is brand new Free Agents Tuesday, August 30th, 2022. Hour 3 begins right now. Football! I forget about it. It startles me, but in a good way.
Hell yeah.
I get excited every time I hear that 2-syllable word. It is glorious. It is magical. And we are in the middle of almost being at the season. We are just
9 days away from NFL football.
at SoFi Field or Stadium in Los Angeles as the Super Bowl champion Rams play host to the Buffalo Bills with a Sunday Night Football on the call. We can't wait for that. Toxic Tables here at Ty Schmidt at Boston Connor. One half of the Hammer. Dahn. Cowboys turn Diggs is here. Live in studio. We have been blessed by the presence of a man who'll be here every Wednesday and Thursday during the football season. Host of the Man to Man podcast, 9-year NFL vet, Darius Butler. And in an attic in Ohio, the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, AJ Hawk. AJ, you're getting booed out of here, which is obviously from Boston Connor, who said some things about Julian Edelman in the last hour that none of us agree on. None of us like or appreciate. But if Julian Edelman's come back to the Patriots, I assume you'll just buy his jersey yet again and support him.
Nah, I don't know about that, but I will support him 100,000%. And, you know, I didn't say I didn't want Jules to, you know, not come back. I'm just saying.
Julian taught you how to catch that ball right there.
No. Troy Brown did.
Let's move on.
Deion Branch.
Deion Branch. Oh.
Hey, there was a guy on our team there for a little bit. Was that who? Was it Branch?
Yeah, I think so. I know he was. Yeah,
it was, wasn't it?
Was yeah.
Dreads.
Yeah.
Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, he was on our team for like 3 weeks or 2 weeks or something like that. You remember?
Yeah.
We signed him. It was towards the. I don't know if you guys cut him. Did the Patriots cut? It was in 2013, I guess we signed him.
Yeah, it was like you said, a short window, but yeah, definitely. He might still live out here.
It was end of the season, right? Wasn't it?
Don't remember.
Me neither.
He's awesome.
But he was here.
January 8th, 2014, we released him or we signed him? We signed him, yeah. So it was fucking very late into the season. I do remember him walking in and going like, God damn, okay, Deion Branch is here. But it was very late in the season. I forget why we did the signing. But yeah, an absolute dog. All right, let's move to some information. Speaking, we've talked a lot about the Patriots today. Michael Lombardi on. Great thank you for your stories, by the way, about being inside New England building. Now we are learning, and this is big for special teams news, Justin Bethel, the legendary punt cover guy, formerly of the Cardinals, now with the Patriots. I was with him at the Pro Bowl one year. He is awesome. He has been released from the New England Patriots. Let's assume little Jordan Humphreys, with the play that he made, opened some eyes up there, and probably much cheaper than whatever Justin Bethel is going to make. He will get signed somewhere. And Henry Anderson, Goose, has been released from the New England Patriots. Last year, I believe he got hurt.
Yes.
He was with the Jets before that. Big notable story on Henry Anderson. He was called Baby JJ whenever he was young with the Indianapolis Colts because he was a problem out of Stanford. Beast of a guy. Tore his ACL, I believe. Came back afterwards. A little bit different situation, but I loved Henry Anderson.
Yeah.
I loved him. I thought he was a great teammate, great guy, hardworking guy. Quietly funny. You know what I mean? Like a funny guy, good personality. And he killed
Steve Hashka.
Yeah.
Buffalo.
On a blocked kick.
I remember that.
Or something like that.
Crushed.
And I got put in a crosshair as Hauschka's wife. You know, she wanted to kill me because I had him on the show to explain his side of the story on why he definitely hit a kicker way too hard. Okay, it was an egregious hit on a kicker.
Is there a rule on how hard you can hit him?
No such thing.
No, there isn't. But he could have just. I mean, he literally could have just.
He could have, but he would have lost his job possibly.
Well, he came out. So Hauschka had a kick blocked. It was scooped. Hauschka was going to the side of the field in which the return was happening. So Hauschka was putting himself. This was my ruling. We had a full court. I was a judge.
That's right.
We had for the grand court. I was a judge. He pleaded his case. I literally reached out to him. I said, Goose. I texted to him after that hit. And he goes, are you just going to blame me? Or are you going to let me explain my thing? I was like, you want to come on the show? He's like, yes. So we had a full courtroom. I was the judge. He was pleading his case. We even showed the clip, I believe.
We did.
Definitely illegal at the time. They probably could have given us a strike and taken us down. But Hauschka, he said, he started making his way towards the play. He said, if I don't block him and he makes the tackle, my life's over. I mean, I am getting ruined in film, maybe fired, he said, the whole thing. I said, you did a little bit too tough, maybe. He said, I don't know, maybe. What if he sheds my block? What if he does this whole thing? And I inevitably ruled Goose had to do what Goose had to do.
Not guilty.
And immediately afterwards, I was told, rightfully so, because I would hope my wife would do the same thing if it was to take place. Now, I would hopefully not put myself in that position, but block kicks happen spur of the moment. She came out and called me a bad, bad person. And I met Hauschka. Yeah, this is him. He said, it wasn't dirty.
Goose,
Was there a clip?
No, it wasn't called on the field. He said his head was in front. So Hauschka and Mrs. Hauschka certainly had a right to be mad at me for allowing Goose to have his day in court and for ruling on his side. I had not met Hauschka at the time. I knew Goose very, very well. So they're saying I was playing a little favoritism, a little bias. I apologize to the Hauschka family for that entire thing. But Goose said, what do you want me to do? And Hauschka was going towards the ball. So like on a football field, football shit can happen.
So what was he supposed to do? Just set a pick?
Well, he could have just fucking
save it block.
You tell me.
Save it block.
You think Goose is going to put his ass?
I would have been worried about it.
Before the time of that.
Hey, could you imagine if fucking Goose D-tackle to a kicker coming fucking full ass, saying it blocked, and everybody sees no hand didn't block on the back, it was actually my back. What the fuck is this? A bunch of bullshit. His ass wiping out Hauschka, though. But I think everybody that watched knows that, like, Goose could have just,
How close was he to the ball?
10, 15 yards.
Close enough.
Also, in his defense, though, like, he could have hit him a lot harder.
Well, I don't think so. Run that back.
Very true.
Yeah, he could have. I would have just been worried they would have called a clip here.
I don't think they called a clip. We did not. That was not.
No, that's not bad.
That's an arm.
He also said, I think he did say that he turned him.
He did.
While he was in the air.
Placed him gently
to
down.
put him on his back.
Nice.
Great.
Yes.
We're coached to block the kicker too. That's he probably the most probably second, third most athletic player on the field at that point for the Bills.
Probably the most athletic guy.
You got to block him, and probably like a wing who's probably a tight end or something. But he did what he's supposed to do.
I will say, Hauschkas were not happy. Hauschka's healthy and cool. I have met him since this thing. Great guy. I believe he had a couple beers.
What?
Yeah, he's a good conversation. I did not know him at the time. Had a hell of a career. But Goose, has been waived by the New England Patriots. And I think he'd be a great asset. I don't know how his body feels. I don't know how he feels. I haven't talked to him in years. But that was a little bit alarming. That's what brand new free agency day is all about, though.
Yeah, bingo.
It is a brand new free agency period that we did not see coming because there's teams cutting players that we could have never forecasted or expected. We will continue to keep people updated if any notables get cut from a team. Now, we do apologize to everybody else that gets cut that we do not cover. We are not saying you're not notable. We're just saying we don't know who the fuck you are.
Sorry.
And that's on us, AJ, isn't it?
It is. That is absolutely on us. You're right. But, hey, guess what? They get picked up to a new team. We will celebrate that.
Hell yeah.
We will. We would like to currently, actually, in this moment, not let it pass, now that you mention it. Congrats to everybody that found a new home that's going to be their forever home.
Congrats.
For their football life.
Unbelievable.
It didn't work wherever you were. That's why you're getting cut for whatever reason, whether it's you got all pros in front of you and it's not a lot of depth, or maybe just you didn't fit into the scheme well. Didn't like the coach. Coach didn't like you. You're getting an opportunity to go somewhere new, and guess what? You've experienced what the harsh reality of the NFL is already. You've maybe hit the rock bottom the first time being told you ain't good enough to play football here. Maybe you've got a little humble pie. You've seen how other rookies operated that were liked as opposed to how you were operating and weren't liked. You could take that into your new beginning in your new home and really fucking make something of yourself. Let's have a day today for these guys that are getting released from teams.
Hell yeah.
Fresh start, man. Fresh start. Kennard, the guy out of Arizona, I think he got released. And after he had a solid camp, too, so he should find a new home. So, like you said, it happens for a lot of different situations, but he's got to keep going, man. I got cut twice and then ended up in Indy and kind of found my place. But like you said, you get some humble pie, you figure things out from scratch, new start. Good things to come from this.
Almost everybody experienced at some point in their career being told for the first time that you're not good enough to make this football team. Everybody in the NFL was the best on their fucking high school team. No matter what college they went to, they were dogs on their college team. Every single person that's made it to the NFL has been a guy, has a family that cares about them, that is living alongside of them as a dream. Every single person that has made it there has been told for the first time that you stink, you ain't worth it. Now, how you respond is everything. And also, a lot of guys hope that is until your last couple days in the NFL that happens. But it happens to everybody at some point, AJ.
Yeah, well, I think it's. I've said it many times. Like, it's good to be reminded of that early on in your career. I mean, I feel like a broken record, but I watched Brett Favre get traded away. He wanted it. He retired. Said, "No, I want to come back." We said, "Nah, sorry, we already moved on to Aaron Rodgers." Brett wants to come back, and he ends up getting traded. I'm like, this is Brett Favre. The dude made a lot of people a Packers fan because of how he played and everything. So I saw that early on in my career. I mean, maybe it's just how you grow up or whatever, but I always felt like, these guys could boot me at any minute. Like, I never thought you were safe.
I concur. Every day could be your last day. I saw Peyton Manning get fucking cut. That was wild. That was wild. All my friends were getting cut. Just all-pro cut. Stalwart of Indianapolis Colts cut. Guy I drink with on Tuesdays cut. Guy I play cards with on Thursday cut. Guy I hang out with and golf in the offseason with on Saturday cut. Everybody around me cut. And then Peyton Manning cut. It's like, it's a crazy game. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy game. And that was a real eye-opener for me, I think, year 3. That also came after I was arrested when I didn't fully understand how to do the job that I was tasked with doing. So I was a little reckless. But yeah, it's an eye-opener, and I think a lot of guys are potentially having that today for the first time. So it's good. You can bounce back. Let's bounce around with some of the news. Baker on Week 1 matchup against the Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield now the starter for the Carolina Panthers. He had a conversation with Cynthia Freeland of the NFL Network and also the Around the NFL podcast, which is an NFL-sponsored podcast.
Correct.
There was an interview done on that particular show, I believe yesterday or 2 days ago, that's making its rounds on the internet, because this is the story that Cynthia told.
You ran into Baker Mayfield, the former Browns quarterback, recently, and I was hoping you could share an exchange that you had.
It was after the field, or on the field after the game against the Bills, this preseason game 3, and I walked up to him like, "I'm so excited to see you. Like, go." I was like, kick some butt. I didn't say that word, but kick some butt, kid. No, go kick some butt, especially Week 1. I cannot wait. And he uses some expletives, and I was like, I just hope you're he's like, I'm gonna bleep them up.
Ooh, that's the Cleveland Browns.
Holy shit!
What'd he say?
What do you think he said?
I'm gonna hype them up, maybe.
Yeah.
Because he was talking about how he's gonna talk good about them. Maybe he said, I'm gonna
shit them up.
Because he wants to eat more more Browns.
Right.
Browns.
Or he could have said, I'm going to fuck them up.
Whoa.
Because that's probably the proper response in a conversation
right.
immediately after a game where it says, hey, I hope you kick ass, especially in Week 1. Oh, hey, Cynthia, good to see you. I'm going to fuck them up, and then jog off and not knowing, this is going to become a topic of a conversation on a podcast. I don't think Cynthia meant to start the shit that she started either. I think she was just telling hey, here's a fun interaction I had with Baker Mayfield. But now we know, D-Butt, don't we, that Baker Mayfield has his eyes on revenge against the Cleveland Browns Week 1. He said he was going to fuck them up, Darius.
I mean, expect it. And we, you have a lot of these conversations off camera, private, whatever. And, you get comfortable in these podcast settings, probably talking for 45 minutes, an hour. It just slipped out. But
we are not blaming Cynthia for letting this out. But everybody on earth, as soon as something happens with Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns, is going to run with it. And Cynthia came out and said, please, can we not make Oh boy, it's silly. Don't make this more than it is. I was wishing him good luck colorfully. He agreed with me colorfully. What do you expect anyone to do in this situation? That is, I think, how we all feel with how the interaction went. Cynthia was just telling the story, but the internet has reacted, obviously, to this, AJ.
Did you hear the end of that clip? I heard the end of it earlier, Nate. Someone jumps in, like a third person on the mic says, this could be national news all over the place real soon, I bet.
Oh, so
Something
we
like
got
that.
a prognosticator on the mic over
Somebody
there.
knew. Somebody knew. Okay, this is a big deal.
Who was that?
Somebody's a director of trends
What's the end
over
of it?
there to Around the NFL pod, or
Could be.
chief of trends,
Chief Trend Officer.
CTO.
Yeah.
CTO. They know what's gonna go.
I actually was offended, though. I expect Baker to be a role model. He's a quarterback in the NFL. He doesn't need to be saying stuff like that. There's kids watching, kids wearing his jersey. That's bullshit.
Do you think he maybe said, I'm gonna bleep them up? Do you think he maybe didn't say it like how Dan Orlovsky says fudge?
Okay. That's a good point. He actually may have just said bleep himself.
Do you know who hosts the Around the NFL podcast?
I hope not.
Who is it?
Fucking
the
king.
Ranker of all rankers. Yeah. He knew this was going to go.
Dan Zeus?
Dan Zeus.
Yes.
Oh. Moz is on ESPN.
That's right.
Klein.
That's right. His name's Dan Graziano, too. It's not Moz. We have to clear that all
What
up.
is it?
Maziano.
Yeah, affectionately known as Maziano.
And he's been adding a touch of gray to his hair. It looks fucking sweet.
He does. He looks like George Clooney in Ocean's 13.
Moz is crushing it. My hair's turning white quickly in front of my eyes, too. I hope I get that Bob Barker fucking.
Hell yeah.
Sure. Silver Fox.
That's a thing. Like, I saw, there's 20-year-olds that dye their hair gray.
Well, I don't think I'm going to have to be dyeing it.
Yeah, that's dumb.
It's just going to naturally happen. What?
That feels like it's dumb.
Girls do it.
What?
Who?
Yeah, like
Targaryens?
Yeah, like a Khaleesi color.
Why is that king the king? Have we figured that out? How is that who they casted as the king?
He was the firstborn heir to the blood throne.
He's got no jawline, no cakes.
Well, he's been sitting on his yawnies. He's been hanging out since there hasn't been any,
I understand
wars.
Your Grace is the first heir to the king or whatever, even though he was younger than the...
Is this a prequel?
Yes.
You don't know who the king is.
He's a peacetime king.
Yeah.
That's why.
His
He's not
jaw
a
is
wartime
tough.
king.
A little too comfortable.
And we know peacetime does.
Is it good so
Is it
far?
the little kid that jumped out or got pushed out of the tower?
No, that's Brandon Stark of Winterfell. That's a different era.
Bro, it's 172
He saw
years
his
before
sister
that.
banging his brother and they pushed him out.
Yeah, the Lannisters.
No family's fucking anybody yet in this one.
Not yet.
Well,
it's coming.
They will.
Yeah, the Targaryens, it's kind of their thing. Pure blood kids.
All right.
Actually,
doing that
the current king, his wife
Zeke?
was his first cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The lady that just, no spoilers, passed?
Yeah,
Yes.
they sliced her up. Yep.
All right.
Wait,
Well,
Gacy?
it was
Carved her up like a turkey.
They did.
It was
gross.
It was a cesarean, but one of the originals.
Yeah, it was actually the world's first C-section, yeah.
Whoa, way back then?
Yeah, and she died.
Let's go to the phones.
Sheesh.
This is House of the Dragon.
I got to check it out.
Well,
I've been hearing good reviews. I haven't checked it out.
yeah.
You don't like
What do
it?
you mean?
I do like it. I just, I've been rewatching the old Game of Thrones. That is just so good.
2 episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
in.
I got to give it
exact
time.
same
I got to
as
give it
the
time.
original.
Just
Is
like I
this
couldn't
MJ
buy
versus
into
LeBron?
the Gray Man or whatever.
Hey, man.
Because Gosling was supposed to be a badass dude.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I'm like, hey, Notebook guy. Can't have it. Can't jump it. I'm too dumb. I always thought I'd be too dumb to get into Game of Thrones stuff. There's dragons flying around I can't buy in. House of the Dragon
Gotcha.
has been great. The only problem is that fucking king does not look like a presence that anybody should be bowing down to.
Does the General have a book for this yet?
I need to ask the General if he has seen this. I'll
Give
ask
it
him
some
tonight.
time. He'll probably.
Were you a Game of Thrones guy at all, Debo?
Oh, yeah.
You were?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
How
You
come
weren't?
Well,
It was last season.
I just said I couldn't buy
You're
it.
just getting into the prequel?
Yeah, I'm doing a prequel.
He's doing it in the right order.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
doing it
makes
before
sense.
the way everybody
Oh,
else
you'll
should.
definitely get through Game of Thrones then. What is it, 8, 9 seasons of a lot of people barely speaking English? You'll get it.
Somebody's going to have to make up for the 172 years that's missing between the House of the Dragon and the Game of Thrones thing. But I do believe if this continues to catch my eye, which House of the Dragon has, it might be the proper introduction into season 1 of Game of Thrones, because that's what a lot of backlog, right?
Yeah.
Ton.
Yeah.
So that would give the wife and I something to watch for a good bit.
Wait,
Absolutely.
Give it about episode
this
3,
next
4.
episode, this next episode of Thrones, you're going to see what Thrones is fully capable.
Well, I'm not going to watch
really?
that if it's on during Sunday Night Football.
Yeah,
So then watch it on Tuesday.
This is the last
Tuesday's
one.
Aaron Rodgers. Let's get to a break. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Maybe. Obviously, we hope so.
What do you mean? What's
Fingers
going on?
crossed.
I mean, who knows, dude? That's a lot of time.
Is he playing this year?
I believe he is.
Probably.
It's actually interesting. The Packers just cut Juwan Winfrey, who he was very complimentary of like a couple days ago. They cut his ass today. So
This is the situation.
yeah, I think it's kind of just a big joke now.
If we were to have Aaron Rodgers Tuesday for a third season, it would be good.
Unprecedented.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Unprecedented.
It would be.
Unprecedented.
I guess I was just kind of assuming there while I was talking about not having a Tuesday.
Well, we don't want to put the pressure on him too, because if he does, then if he has to win the MVP, and we don't want that type of attitude.
True.
Hey, don't forget, if you do this, you have to win the MVP.
He knows.
He's okay with that.
He knows he needs to.
Okay.
Would be cool. Hashtag PMS is dead, trending right now.
Well, it'd be weird if he.
Logan Ryan, OJ Howard. A lot of people saying, hey, come on to the team.
It'd be weird if he didn't do Tuesdays when he's doing every other fucking show.
Hey, that Rogan thing's fucking awesome.
What about it?
I just think, like, the people that were hearing him on that, the reaction to it, he's been trending for 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great because Joe doesn't know anything about sports. Like, that's what makes it different, I think.
Well, and I think a lot of people that had, just like the football people that watch on Tuesdays the last couple of years, are getting introduced to Aaron Rodgers almost. I feel like the outside world that doesn't know football, who heard from the football people that this guy's asshole, shallow, scumbag, all that, I think they're getting introduced. Now, there's people that are going to hate him from going on Rogan to begin with and what he's saying on there, but I think there's a whole crew of humans that are just getting introduced to who the fuck this guy is.
Wait till they see him throw a football.
I saw someone was not happy he went on Rogan.
Who?
Mike Florio was not happy.
No. What'd he say?
Why?
He tweeted something about it. Like, great, Rodgers, right the last weekend before the start of the NFL season where everything's calm and, everything's great and he has to go and make it about himself. It was something like that. He took a pretty big shot at it.
Well, when was he supposed to go on? During the season? It's going to be tough to get to Austin.
I think
middle of the
Florio
season.
and Fauci are cousins, so that makes sense.
Are they?
I don't know what your deal is.
I mean, Fauci retired. Is he joining pro football?
He hasn't
stuff?
retired yet. He is retired.
Oh.
It'd be sweet if he did join PFF.
Yeah. Pro football Fauci.
PFF. He's gonna
Or PFF.
Breakdown film.
He's
I
a great
don't know if
player.
he's giving scores.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did have a lot of charts and shit, didn't
Yeah,
they?
he's a good numbers guy manipulating those.
Why is he retired?
Tony!
And he,
Got a fucking point.
See,
go,
don't you
D-Buck.
just jump into that. I mean, you just threw yourself right into that.
Nah,
Let Tone
they fired me up a couple years ago on Twitter. This whole yeah. So
interesting. He's retiring too, right before all these lawsuits.
What is your fucking... Everybody needs to relax.
I'm just saying, that's what's happening.
Everybody needs to relax.
That's what's happening.
I'm sure we're getting 100% right now. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're getting
We
100%
are.
right now.
That's because we know the denominator, goddamn.
Hell yeah.
We do not. Nobody does.
Where's Haji?
Fighting the good fight, brother.
Want to call him?
Let's get out. It's not.
need 'em.
Call Jordan, though. All right,
He's
we're
in
back.
Vegas.
We're back in 5.
Vegas,
okay?
is Vegas. All right.
We'll answer some phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line, hear what the people are saying, hear what the people are thinking. That Baker Mayfield thing was awesome, though, to hear.
Yeah. Oh.
Just
Of course it's news.
being a human, doing his thing.
Fiery guy.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to fuck him up. Just jogging off the field. He goes in that locker room, doesn't even remember that interaction.
Nope.
He sleeps a couple days, wakes up. All right,
Shit.
here we go.
bulletin board material.
Yeah.
This is why people don't trust anybody, ever.
Yeah.
He knows he has Myles Garrett coming after him, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you going to fuck me up? That's what Miles is saying.
Shit.
I think Zeke said
Well, Clowney's there, too, right?
Oh, no.
No, he's
Rookie
not.
out there he's not. Clowney is there.
I thought.
Yeah.
I think they
Thought he was still free.
He rides with Deshaun, he said.
Baker,
That's why he
Baker
went there.
Mayfield's not careful. He's going to have a gravestone in Clowney's yard or
Oh, yeah, for Halloween.
Miles Garrett's yard.
Well, you better also hope that,
That was cool.
Yeah.
When he did that. That was so cool.
you know, it was incredibly cool. Baker Mayfield better hope he doesn't get,
Bopped.
Hey, you want to get fucking bonked?
Hey! Who's fucking who up, pal? That's what Miles Garrett's saying.
Imagine if that was one of the old, like, real helmets that was 20 pounds and not one of these new age light things.
Well,
that would hurt a lot more.
Did you see how the bend in the helmet Aaron Donald hit the guy with in a helmet, by the way? So he hit somebody in the helmet with somebody else's helmet.
Correct.
Hey, shut the fuck up. And then hit this person with the helmet.
I got hurt.
The helmet to helmet?
Oh, yeah.
Helmets aren't meant to hit each other.
Yeah, they had the goddamn
Wait,
Guardian
where was
cap
the
on.
Guardian caps?
That would have saved 10%.
Yeah,
They don't
true.
do
They took them
On
off
each
last week.
side.
Yeah, took 'em off.
It would actually save 10% too, counting the person's helmet that it took off.
Yeah. This will never not make me laugh. Ever.
I mean, what's Mason supposed to do here?
Just nothing. It also
take it.
didn't help that he had a
Have a little
fucking
more moxie.
Looney Tune sized bump on his head for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
Prime time
It's your
game.
fault, Mason. Don't start shit.
Ogunjobi pushed him
remember
over
at the
too.
airport?
And then there's that slow mo of
Bitch.
Bitch.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was awesome.
Nothing Mason. I mean,
He's gonna be a great Cowboys quarterback.
who?
Mason.
Mason should have sold it. Like, why didn't he just like go limp? And
Yeah,
like,
should act
straighten his
like he
arms
got
out?
Oh,
killed.
he just got a stunner from
Yeah.
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Bring the ambulance out. Put
Be
him on the
awesome.
stretcher, cart him off.
Anyways, we hope people stop swinging helmets at each other.
He shows up back to the field driving the ambulance. How cool would that have been?
Mason?
Yeah.
Would have had a beer with that guy.
Sweet.
I'll take it from here, nurse.
Speaking of,
Hits him with a bedpan.
is Zeke still in the hospital?
We hope he's okay.
He
I
is.
do know that Seth Rollins put Matt Riddle
Yeah.
in quite a conundrum last night.
Yeah.
No.
That was an incredible promo.
I didn't like it.
They said some really rude stuff to each other last night on TV on Raw.
ELE guys.
Did they?
They swore even.
What?
I saw they got in a fight in the parking lot and somehow was caught on camera.
Well, that's because fans are walking by. It's
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, dude. What do you think
Cameras
this is?
everywhere.
I didn't see any punches thrown, but they seemed pretty angry.
Well, it's because everybody got in the way.
Yeah.
Campbell's front row.
What's your problem?
What happened after that?
All right,
You
listen.
don't want to
This
know.
guy.
We're back in 5. We'll answer some phone calls. We can't thank you enough on this. Brand new. You don't care, though. That's why.
I do care because I saw this altercation. It looked like it was before the show.
God damn. Still makes me sad.
This is so real.
Yeah.
It's a
Look at his face
massive
with the
bummer.
neck brace on. He seems so thankful to have his family.
Well, yeah,
He
it
is.
I mean, he's always pumped to see Elias. Elias is
beer?
always on the road.
Is his dad trying to pour beer down his throat?
No, he's drinking a
You
beer.
talking about Ernie Jr.?
Oh, that's a piss
I'd
jug.
be pissed. Yeah.
Yeah, Ernie Jr.'s
Catheter or whatever.
fucking
that was
hero,
called.
dude. Anyways, we do hope Zeke's okay.
Yeah.
Need Zeke back.
Have you heard from Zeke or anybody in the family, Nick, in some time?
I have not. I tried to get in contact with Elrod there, but he's not returned any contact.
EJ getting involved is a problem.
Yeah, heavy-handed motherfucker.
He is.
Yeah.
He's willing to do anything for his son, too.
That's right.
And now that Kevin Owens barking up another wrong tree, he better watch him fucking.
Who? What tree?
He's going against the Alliance.
What? The Alliance?
Who is that, Tony?
The bloodline.
Oh my God! You better be careful before you get mixed up in that too, Tony.
Yeah,
No, listen, I always fucking bow to my tribal chief, okay?
Yeah, I'm sure the Alliance is.
for your tribal chief.
This show sucks, dude. That was inside joke after inside joke after inside joke after inside joke. Ezekiel, Ernie, Elias, Elrod, the entire family is from.
What's the last name?
With that, listen, we don't need to give away. People will be going to the house.
What's your address?
It's like Tiger,
right.
bro. Everyone just knows him by the first name.
They grew
Tiger?
up.
His last name's Woods.
Yeah, but everyone just knows.
We do know his last name.
Yeah, but everyone just knows, okay?
Ezekiel and the whole family, Elias and Ernie Jr. and Elrod and the whole squad.
Who's
here.
the lady? What's her name?
Eleanor.
That's mom, dude. What do you think this is?
What's her name, though? You're so
Eleanor.
I always called her.
Dolores?
What's up, mama?
Mama E.
Yeah.
What's up, mama?
You used to go over for chili on Sunday nights, didn't you?
Chili. It's
Chili, are you
Come on.
What are you- on Sundays.
Talking
It's
about
gravy, cuz. Anyways,
clown. Staple of plum.
we hope Zeke's okay.
Yes.
You don't fucking know.
Yeah, I do.
He's still in the hospital?
We don't know. Nobody's heard
Give him
from
a gown or something. It's got to be cold.
We just got in there, about to put him in for surgery.
Yeah,
I
he
saw
still,
this picture 2 weeks ago.
you do.
still has to do his ab workouts, bro.
I know, he's jacked.
Why are you making a mockery out of this?
I'm not me. I'm the one that, I'm from Plum too. I know what the Ezekiel's
Go
been
Mustangs.
through.
Shut up, AJ.
Yeah,
you
Mustangs
too.
Mustangs forever, baby.
By the way,
We bleed
Mustangs
purple and gold.
35-14 on Friday night, but not as dominant as Centerville was on Friday night. The minus 12.5 was an absolute soak.
Yeah, Plum and Centerville on a run right now.
Hell yeah.
Congrats to the Elks and the Mustangs.
Go, boys.
Let's get to a break. 5 minutes. We'll get some phone calls on the other side. Plum Mustangs might go undefeated this year.
Yes,
There's a chance.
Got good uniforms.
Yeah, and then great new locker room too.
Yeah.
Perfect. We're back in 5. Cheers. What are you going to do to change and make Tua better? Have you gotten into that? This is very early in the whole process, and you're shaking hands, kissing babies right now, and you're a 0-win head coach that everybody loves.
0 wins.
0 win, but what are you thinking about that for Tua? How do you make him better?
We're going to start with scoring more points than the opponent.
Wow!
Holy shit. Oh, no.
You are changing the game.
Changing the game.
Yeah.
Through math.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I think there's... I was just so fortunate in my career to be around the process of how I look at things with the empowerment of the right teachers that I look backwards, forwards, okay? What things do I see that are really awesome about his game on tape, even though we're at...
He's accurate as heck.
Boom! That's what I was just about to say.
Oh, I didn't know. I was just... you were leading me. That's how, you should do this, maybe.
Dude,
think about it in the future. But he's accurate.
Or we should just spend the time finishing each other's...
sentences.
Oh, okay.
Hey, have we known each other for...
our whole lives?
Oh, my God.
You tell...
Me?
Wow.
This is weird.
Dude.
Whoa,
Seems like you guys just became.
Dude.
Wow, this is fucking weird, AJ.
Bro.
Hey, this is...
Did we swap skins?
Wow, we learned a lot about yours, by the way. I mean,
yeah.
Why is football the greatest sport on earth? And do you think football is the greatest sport on earth? And why do you like football?
That's a really deep question there, Pat.
I know. I think I'd get a good answer out of you, though. Like, I think you'd be able to talk about it in a way that I think a lot of people haven't, because you've been at the pinnacle of it for so damn long and inside of it, and your brain is a pretty fantastic one. We've learned here over the last few weeks, obviously. Last few weeks, that's it. That's all the time we've learned that.
I think it's the greatest sport in the world for one main reason. It is a true team sport where it is damn near impossible for one person to dominate an entire game. And if you look at other team sports, basketball with 5 guys on the court, I think you've seen multiple players over the years. Maybe one player, or maybe 1 or 2 players on a squad be able to dominate and win championships. Baseball, you can have a dominant pitcher and win championships. Soccer, you can have a dominant forward and or goalie. That seems to be a little more of a team sport, but you don't have 11 players engaged at the same time on every play. It is truly a sport reliant on every player on the field to do their job in order to be successful. And I think that's why at times, you know, certain star players can get maybe too much credit and maybe too much blame on the flip side, because it does take so many players at the same time in 3 phases to win football games. And I think that's the beauty and the draw of our sport, is that something new happens all the time, because you are literally dealing with 11 humans on the field at one time who all have lives outside of football, and there's distractions, there's a reliance on coaching, there's a reliance on preparation, there's a reliance on diet and performance. I just think there's so many facets to it that you see something new every single week, and I think that's the beauty in our game. When it comes to the love that I have for it, it's rooted, and I think like any player who's played for a long time, the love is not just about our sport, it's about competition. And I think there's nothing in the world for me that fills that need and that hole I have like competition. I think players who play for a long time at a high level, you have that need to be satiated competitively, and it's a love of going out there and going against guys and being in an environment where you know that nothing is guaranteed. And that's why I, at times, I've taken umbrage to people saying that it's easy, because it's not easy. It's never easy. And I think that's the beauty in our game, is that you see things new every single week. It's never easy. And your only thing you're guaranteed is the ability to compete. I love that aspect of it. I love competing. I love going out there and harnessing the fear of failure, where I think so many people who maybe don't love football as much, the root of that is a deep fear of failure, that you might go out there and your best might not be good enough, and that's not okay with you.
Today's show is sponsored by the best ticket app on planet Earth and the Moon! SeatGeek. This is your weekly reminder that listeners of this show get 10% off at the link in our description. It's time to plan out what NFL games you're hitting this year. And SeatGeek's seating chart will make sure you get the best value possible. Red means bad deal. Bad. Green means good deal.
Heck yeah.
Yellow means pretty good deal. Just a reminder to hit the link in the description. Pretty good. Just remember to hit the link. Yeah,
I heard him sneak in there.
You know, I've been hearing it. Also saw Five Bomb on Get Up this morning too, and just remembered that one a little bit as well.
That's a pretty good deal. I mean, you want to go to an SEC game, watch Nick Saban in Alabama. That's red means bad, green means good.
Yellow means
pretty good deal.
All right, it sounded like that was two different people there.
It was.
Yeah, all right. Didn't know if that was. Anyways,
It was a good mashup, and yeah, remember, hit the link in the description, 10% off.
We thank SeatGeek.
Thank you, SeatGeek.
SeatGeek has decided to stick with us after the departure from SiriusXM.
Seriously?
Bold
Really?
decision.
Thank you,
Bold.
SeatGeek.
Don't know about that.
We all need to relax, okay? Because there's some people out there that don't understand the modern business world.
Welcome.
And there's some people that have no idea. I was really enjoying that last night. Everybody telling me I was dead and where a company was donezo. And it's like, why is everybody saying this? I honestly didn't know.
I was waiting for you to text us and be like, hey, guys, unfortunately, I'm going to have to let all
Great
you guys
run.
go.
You know, I know.
Business
Oh,
is
don't
over.
you even start, Darius. You haven't even got here weekly, okay? We'll cut that day. We're going to have to.
Yep.
You're here on Wednesday, Thursday in
Yeah,
studio.
hopefully.
No more.
Yeah, cap cuts.
Hopefully.
Look at this.
No more, hey.
Every Wednesday and Thur. We couldn't even spell the full word out.
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now.
Can't afford those letters.
Every Wed and Third, dude. That's going to be a blast.
Oh, yeah.
You know what else is going to be a blast, AJ Hawk? I have an announcement to make on the state of this dying company.
Damn it. It's not funny.
I had a couple people text me, ask me, what happened with Sirius? I was like, I have no clue. The deal was up. He's been saying it for months. The deal was up at a certain time.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like the actual viewers of the show and even listeners of the show, this is not a surprise at all, I think, right?
Yeah.
No way.
At all.
No problems, no ill beef with anybody, but literally could see it coming from a mile down. Literally week one.
Yeah.
On Sirius. It was like, oh, these people that listen to this show hate us.
Yes.
Understandable, by the way. You do what you got to do. You guys listen to what you listen to. We're very different. But not a lot of, throughout the whole thing, there's no beef at all. It was just kind of expected. But even though we are dead now, and we're only on youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show, and we have a podcast, obviously, that comes out every single day that somehow still gets downloaded by people, and we're very thankful for people that...
Really? For now.
Some people, it's the only way they consume the show.
I know. I had a lot of people tweet me.
I was like, you don't even really know the show then if you haven't seen the whole thing, but hey, it's cool.
Yeah, so you were also surprised by everybody that was like, oh no, SiriusXM going to be dead. It's like, man, I feel like the SiriusXM show is very different than the YouTube show. And the podcast is obviously a cut down of all of it. And we appreciate the people that download the fucking podcast. Like, you are the best. And there's people that only consume shit via audio. So like, that's never been my style, but I understand that those people exist. So that'll still go on without a hitch. Nothing will change. But we have a rather large announcement, AJ Hawk.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
Hey, we have like a video game coming out tomorrow.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, a video game coming out tomorrow.
It's fucking awesome.
Holy shit.
We've been playing said video game in office for the last couple months, I'd say at this point, to kind of
beta test,
work through it all. Beta testing through it all.
Yeah.
It's on the phone. It is not a game that'll be on Xbox or anything. It'll be on your phone. If you have an iPhone, obviously it'll be, I think, the best. Bigger the screen, probably for the best, but nonetheless can play on a smaller one. It is a fucking great game, and it's coming out tomorrow.
Let's go.
I'm very proud of it.
You should be.
Very excited about it, and I think it's going to be... I think people are going to love it. We didn't create it.
No.
Concept, definitely. everything like that. But the people that went in and built this fucking thing, so talented.
Yeah, did an incredible job.
So impressive.
Graphics
it is
are dope.
graphics. Yes,
Yeah.
it is very, very nice. We are way too lucky that we get introduced to these people. Way too lucky for the opportunity. But I will say, we fucking, I think, killed it with said thing, and it comes out tomorrow, AJ Hawk. I can't wait to see the world's reaction to it.
Can you describe any of the gameplay or how it works or what it is about?
No, none of that. No.
It's all a surprise. Okay.
You'll find
All we know is you won't be able to play it.
Okay.
Because you do have to use your fingers.
Yeah.
Because it is on your phone.
Yeah,
We
it's
can't
fingers are
reveal that.
fucked.
I'm not a big gamer on my phone, but I could play this one.
I don't
Actually, yeah, it is rather. I don't know if you'll be great at it.
No.
I don't know if you'll be great at it, but you could play. Like, for instance, I'm the worst in the office at this game.
Okay.
By far.
That's
Worst.
probably because you play the least amount of games on your phone.
Yes, I think there is a benefit to being a gamer and playing games on your phone, but I can still play and enjoy. So that's why I think it's a home run. You know, like that's why I think it is. I enjoy playing it, and I'm not great at it. So
yeah, that's great.
That's why I think it's a winner.
Maybe
Personally.
like every state or just the FanDuel states? How does that work?
So I'm not 100% sure how it'll go out until tomorrow. We will certainly make that announcement. It's not just sports gambling states. FanDuel is a large part of this, though, with us.
Yeah.
An introduction for this whole thing. So
Nice.
it's more than just the sports gambling states, but FanDuel is certainly a part of it.
Yeah, it's like I think it's the FanDuel fantasy states that can do that, which is 30 plus.
Just wait. Hey, we've said too much already. It is going to be. I've been looking forward to this for a while. This has been a tough one not to, right into the microphone as soon as I see it.
Yeah.
A new update comes through. We're beta testing in the office. A new update comes through, and we're all like, whoa. Did you see? Like, it feels like it's going to do well, and we're very, very thankful. Hashtag PMS is dead. Let's answer the phones here on the 500 phone line.
Get EA Sports involved?
No, they're a
We've
Saudi
said too
company.
much. We've said too much.
We don't want their blood money.
We've said too much already. We're giving away too much.
What if they want to offer it?
This is like yesterday whenever we were talking about announcing AJ being weekly in the studio.
Yeah.
Which will be happening. We did a big announcement yesterday. It's going to be on Monday. It's probably going to be on Tuesday. Probably on Tuesday. So, you're watching.
Same difference.
You're watching the show piece together. And as I'm building up to announce that AJ is going to be in studio once a week, Diggs goes, D-Butt? You talk about D-Butt? He's like, that's happening tomorrow. That's happening tomorrow. Like, that's currently what's taking place with this video game every single time we continue to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So does anybody want to get one last thing in about it?
It's really fun. It's really fun.
Addicting.
Good luck.
In a good way.
The Raiders just made a big move. I believe it's a notable. The Raiders are waiving former first-round pick Alex Leatherwood, per source. They tried to trade him to everyone, got 32 no's. Ian Rappaport kind of burying Alex Leatherwood here a little bit. No reason for that. Recently drafted Alex Leatherwood, right?
2021, number 17 overall. Played him at guard last year, drafted him as a tackle. That's out of Alabama, big boy.
Yeah. So this is similar to what we were chatting about earlier with new regime.
Correct.
It is very easy to accidentally say, hey, we have no loyalties to you. So if you're not holding up your end of it, you're being judged exactly how a fourth rounder is being judged, a seventh rounder is being judged, because we've been given the green light by the owner here to build this how we see fit as opposed to the last group. Let's assume he gets picked up. I don't know how many first round offensive linemen end up as free agents in the world that we live in today, but it is something that new regime, new look, new feel, no, I don't want to say no loyalty, but really, honestly, less than in any other situation.
And I remember this pick. This was a big reach that everyone was talking about. That I think Gruden made, and he flamed out of this spot. But first round talent, so he was at least a second, third round on some people's board, I would assume. So hopefully he lands on his feet. But wow. They still that's fully guaranteed though. From
they have to
Raiders,
$7.9 million against their cap is what they have to take.
So they're gonna have to pay him one to move on. Ari Mirov started tweeting about Raiders first round picks from 2019 to 2021. Jonathan Abram in 2019, fifth year declined. Josh Jacobs 2019, fifth year declined. Clellan,
was another reach.
Number 4 or 5 overall.
Fifth year declined.
Clemson.
Damon Arnett cut. Henry Ruggs III cut. Alex Leatherwood cut. This is very much a hey, I understand what was promised to you in the past and what you're supposed to be, but if you ain't doing what we need you to do, or if you're even questionable on doing it, we are going to move on and kind of put our fingerprints on this program all over it. Now, Mike Mayock will be remembered as a guy, I think, whose draft picks did not,
right? Yeah. But he could say Gruden made those draft picks,
which everybody was saying at the time, right? As Gruden's in charge of everything.
Yeah, it's tough with Clelin Ferrell, especially because they reached for him and then they took Crosby in the second or third round, and he was, such a basically now.
Absolute stud.
Yeah.
Moving on from people is a lot easier if you're the new GM.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was told that in my negotiation. I'm a fucking punter, so we did not draft you. There is no loyalty between us. Oh, okay. My response also pretty epic. I don't know if it was ever delivered because at that point I had an agent who was doing a conversation who still got paid even though I got franchise tagged. And that was always confusing to me and Phil. So you actually didn't do your job, didn't get a deal done. I got franchise tagged. Now I still have to pay you. I don't understand how that works. But hey, business is to be done how business has always been done in that situation. But I'm not the only person that has heard that from other people. We will continue to keep our eye on the situation. I'm just reading this headline here that is written on this piece of paper by Boston Connor this morning. Lou Holtz sent Brian Kelly several letters over his Notre Dame tenure to no response. This must have slipped through the cracks in the group text. Sports Illustrated is reporting, while talking to reporters this past week, Lou Holtz shared that while Brian Kelly was at the helm, he wrote him several letters over his tenure as coach. Unfortunately, Holtz said he never got a response. So, obviously we gotta go.
Well. Looks like I wasn't fibbing when I said that Brian Kelly was a big old piece of shit. He writes this guy letters and try to tell him, hey, this is exactly what you need to do if you want to be a successful coach at Notre Dame. Okay, he didn't fucking respond to me once. You know how long it takes me to write these goddamn handwritten letters? I'm not typing them on a Macintosh. I'm not typing them on the Dell. I'm dipping my ink in the quill, and I'm writing these handwritten letters. And what does he do? He says, hey, you know what, Lou? I won't write you a letter, but I'll send some kid into a cherry picker with 85-mile-an-hour winds, and I'll kill him. And then guess what? I still won't write you a letter back. He can apologize, but it doesn't matter because Notre Dame's in the right spot. We got Marcus Freeman with 17-point underdogs at Ohio State. And I wouldn't be surprised if Brian Kelly gets run out of LSU because before too long, the boosters down there are going to find out what I found out. And that's that he's a big old steaming bag of shit.
Coach, isn't it a chance that you with those handwritten letters that he never got them? He was just checking his email?
No, you kidding me? If I fucking write a letter, it's getting on the head coach's desk, okay? You think Charlie Weiss ever got my handwritten letters or Tyrone Willingham? Those guys always wrote back to me. Always.
Oh, shit. Probably just put bacon in those letters.
Thank you, Coach.
That's your buddy Brady Quinn, okay? He knows I wrote a letter before every single Notre Dame home game. Had it in his locker.
What did you say about the game where you're taking on your future brother-in-law, A.J. Hawk?
Well, I said, good luck, Brady. Hopefully you play like a guy like Carlisle Holiday. I'm sure you remember him. He was a great quarterback at Notre Dame. Led them to a lot of success. Of course, Brady, unfortunately, they had good seasons, and they got their asses beaten every single big post-game bowl. And we all remember the LSU Sugar Bowl where Marcus Russell or whatever the hell his name was, he threw it all over the football field. And then AJ and the Ohio State Buckeyes beat the shit out of Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl.
Did you see the documentary about Manti Te'o? Seems like a really good guy that the world
you know what?
really was rude to.
Manti's a sweet kid, okay? And I'm sick and tired of everybody shitting on him and making him feel like he wasn't a sweet kid, because he was such a sweet kid. Everything that you want out of a student athlete at Notre Dame. He wasn't Catholic, which I don't love, but he's a sweet kid, and he really got misrepresented in that. I still feel bad for mankind.
Did you write him a letter when all that shit came out?
Once again, I couldn't write him a letter because he's not Catholic. If he was Catholic, I would have, but he's Mormon, and I don't know about his religion as much as I do about the Catholic religion, touchdown Jesus, all that kind of stuff. But no, I feel bad because Mankind was such a good player. He was the highest rated linebacker recruit Notre Dame ever had, and look at him now. He's just a sad oos on a beach down in Hawaii.
Did you say sad ooze? Oh my God, Coach Holtz, I did not know you had ooze in the repertoire.
Yeah, of course. How do you think I recruited? We got some bad ooses in my time at Notre Dame. Offensive, defensive line. I stole a couple of them from SC and BYU and all those places.
Jesus. Oh, I'll tell you, I did not expect that today. That's why as soon as I saw it on the sheet, I was fucking pumped. I was like, is this real or is this not? It is real.
Very real.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes into literally
Oh, yeah.
this bit.
What's he supposed to write back?
I was grinning ear to ear when I saw that yesterday.
Oh, my God. What a
Thank
home
you,
run.
maybe.
Jesus. Golly. What if it was typewriter? I thought you were going to.
Could have been.
What if Lou never put a stamp on it and it never got sent?
What if he doesn't know how to work Federal Express, dude?
It's also possible that he never wrote the letters and he's misremembering.
Come on. I hope that's not the case.
We all do. He was a great magician on television.
Yes.
He's a great coach on television, great coach on the football field.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously,
Great lawyer in the courtroom.
everything that's happening there, we're just trying to potentially how it did go down.
Exactly.
Thank you, Coach Lou Holtz.
Thank you, Coach Lou.
He's introed a few presidents, hasn't he, for rallies and stuff?
Presidential Medal of Freedom.
I don't know about a few, but fuck. How do you even go on from that?
Trump won, damn it. He should still be president, and it's not fair.
All right, so that is that is obviously
he did say that.
He did say
He did,
that. I
actually.
think.
Him and Bob.
Richie?
Yes.
That's a hell of a song. That's a hell of a song. Unbelievable. Everybody, we've given out some misinformation on today's program. We would
When?
like to let everybody know that that was not actual Coach Lou Holtz.
Oh.
No.
Just a couple moments ago. What? Everybody needs to know that that was not Coach Lou Holtz, and those are not actual quotes from Coach Lou Holtz, like Ty does for Coach Sirianni. Those are actual quotes.
Correct.
Coach Lou Holtz, you take a little bit more creative liberties. It does feel
Yeah, but we can never be so sure.
What? Yeah, we can be.
Well, like I said, I've kind of been saying this for quite some time now, and then boom! What do you know? He does think Brian Kelly's a piece of shit.
Let's go to some phone calls. I think that's the only way to really change the subject here. Let's go to.
That'd be tough for Coach to admit that. Like, hey, I poured my heart out and wrote all these letters and I got nothing back.
How many? At what point do you stop writing a letter?
He said
to
it was 9.
He wrote 9 of them?
Yeah.
So after the first 6, he goes, all right, lucky number 7.
He's the one.
Well, I don't know. Maybe this son of a bitch will get back to me eventually if I do lucky number 7 or 8. Maybe he will. 6 isn't enough. Is 9 enough? Is 18 enough? Is 27 enough? What will it take to get this son of a bitch to respond to me?
Did you reference all the other letters prior in each letter that you, for the 8th time I am writing you? Do you think he was reminded of that or no?
Maybe. I mean, or he probably just said, like,
Hey, listen, pal, I'm going to give you one more opportunity to respond to me. Otherwise, I'm going to the AD, and guess what? I'm going to let everybody know you did kill that kid, okay? You did. Not only that, you're a piece of shit on the sidelines. I see you yelling. I see you screaming. I see you. You're not very Christian, okay? And what's that all about? I thought it was Notre Dame. This is the greatest Catholic institution in the United States.
You're saying this did potentially happen?
I think so.
All right, let's go to the phones. No other show has that.
No.
Hey, do the Pat McAfee Show thing. Okay. Are you gonna have that? I mean, okay. Are you gonna have that? I don't think so. You know, I don't think so. You've been doing that since high school, I assume?
Lou Holtz?
Yeah.
Probably before that.
So that one is just like
long time.
That was just naturally
Long time. Oh yeah.
Because you grew up Catholic school, right?
Right.
Notre Dame, place you're supposed to go to.
Yeah, wanted to go to Notre Dame. Almost did go to Notre Dame.
So you're doing that literally just as like your second language is almost Lou Holtz.
Oh, I remember doing that in like 6th, 7th grade for like my older brother's friends and stuff like that.
Oh man, this is season. So every time he comes back, you get real excited. It's a little nostalgia trip for you as well.
I mean, it's just, it's something that, you can kind of just slip in and out of at this point.
It's a good thing we're off serious, too, because if you couldn't see Ty doing that, you'd think that was Lou talking into the microphone.
You think that's why we got into some trouble?
Lou. Maybe.
That sounded exactly like him.
Definitely was Lou.
Yeah.
There was a moment where you kicked it back in mid-sentence, and I saw Darius's face realize what you were doing and start crying, laughing over there because he thought it was over, and then boom, we kicked right back into Lou Holtz out of nowhere. God, that's awesome.
Ty had to love when Lou was on. Was it Friday nights when he would give the pep talk, like the halftime speech or pregame speech?
Yeah, well, I used to go at it with Mark May, that son of a bitch, because he was a great offensive lineman at Pittsburgh, and he could just say whatever he wanted to be. Well, guess what? Dr. Lou knows what he's talking about, too, pal. I've won a couple national championships. How many of you won, Mark? Not many. Not as many as me.
He used to tear up a newspaper, put it back together. His Bumblebee speech that he gave one night I was watching while I was in college, and I'll never forget just being like, that's a great motivational speech right there.
I did see recently the newspaper bit. Some school had him come in and speak, and he was top tier form doing the newspaper bit again.
He's fucking mid-season form right now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw this
I need to learn
maybe
that
a week
newspaper
ago.
bit.
I don't want to ruin anything for anybody.
But what?
I'm sure you could buy one.
No, I mean, it's a trick. You got to do the magic trick, right?
Of course. You're right.
He rips it up and then puts it all back together.
Someone did a sweet magic trick for you this weekend.
I'm going to try to learn. It was awesome. David Rinaldi. Thank you for doing what you did. Great show, David. Great show.
David. What?
I was at Puccelli. He's walking around doing tricks with cards and shit and coins.
Was he part of the program, or was he just off the street?
Part of the program.
Okay.
He was paid to do walk around and do entertainment, and he did. God damn. He put 4 Bitcoins right on my forearm right here, and then one fell on my watch.
Bitcoin.
Insane.
Well, they were just little coins that had the bees on them.
Oh,
so he said
nice.
that's worth 30 grand, 19 grand, 10 grand, 5 grand, whatever it is. What is Bitcoin? Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, Darius. Hey, excuse me, crypto guy. Where is
Hey, 19 below 20.
Oh, no.
Zoom out. We're not worried. Still in on Bitcoin, still in on Ethereum. Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to. Starbucks, actually, is going cashless. And I want to say later this year. So,
Don't save it.
Yeah, but Quills is the world still.
Quill still takes cash.
Is like, so you can't use your
I
debit
visited
card?
the Quills this morning.
How about this, AJ? How about this? Darius is on his way in to the office this morning and goes, anybody need anything from Quills? I'm like, all right. Darius is doing a Quills run. Anybody need anything? We had just got done with our second Quills run of the morning.
Yeah.
He goes over there. I think you were introduced to a new drink, I believe, today?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was all right. First trip there. May go back a second time. Give him a chance.
Oh, they didn't sell you? You made
was
us
it?
go back?
I honestly don't know what it was. AJ.
He
I
ordered,
ordered
it looks like you
something
ordered
that was-
milk with a splash of coffee.
Was it coffee?
It was a cup of oat milk with a splash of caramel.
Well, that's a
Maybe a
different
splash of
drink. You
Coke.
just got to
place
find your
sucks.
drink.
Right.
It does
Drink.
not.
First time.
Once you find your drink, it's the.
Is that what it is? Okay. I
My
figured that.
peach tea. My
figured
peach
that.
What's
tea.
your drink, Diggs?
Topper line.
Me, cold
Yeah.
brew, a little bit of almond milk, 2 Splendas.
I almost went cold brew too.
Oh, it's good there.
Okay.
Darius, please tell everybody that we've been talking about this, that has heard about this place. Coolest looking people of all time.
Cool squad in there, but yeah, I'll go back.
Yes!
Hell yeah.
Fuck you, Connor, with your negativity. Connor's never been. He judges this place.
I've walked by though, and I've peeked in, and there are a lot of cool looking people in there. But from what I've seen come back to the office, I know their scones are like sponges, and I know their coffee has barely
scone was
any
delicious.
coffee.
He's a corporate shill Bucks Mark. Okay, he always goes there.
The scones
That's
were
right.
delicious.
I do always go there because they never fail. And, granted, they're going to have to let go of their insider in the NFL, but I still think that they have the legs to make a run.
You're talking about Jordo?
I'm talking about Jordo, yeah.
Jordo was at the U.S. Open last night. Did you watch that? Serena was serving up Slicing and dicing to end that thing. I didn't see the entire match. I watched the intro back when she came out to Diamonds. She looked awesome. Obviously, the first round atmosphere was electrifying.
Bill Clinton, Dr. Ruth.
Yep.
Crazy. Yeah. They were crushing.
She was smacking his little cheek, telling him he was a good boy.
Which cheek? Dr. Ruth knows.
That was a great part. There's a lot of celebrities in the crowd.
Tyson was.
What's wrong?
Billie Jean wasn't she there?
Dr. Ruth
looked
The announcers were laughing about Big Bill and Dr. Ruth.
Everybody, as soon as they found out that William Clinton was sitting next to Dr. Ruth, knew that you
She's
were
a
going to
sex doctor, right?
Yeah, yes.
A what
Yes,
doctor?
she is.
Sex doctor.
What do you mean?
Like,
she gives advice on sex and how to do it.
Yeah, properly.
So what are they saying?
Old Slick Willie doesn't need her, but
That's what I was going to say. Why are they saying that?
They were talking about tennis, dude. What are
Yeah.
you talking about? But we know as soon as we saw the photo of Bill Clinton and fucking Dr. Ruth, sex doctor, we knew AJ was going to bring this up in the middle of the show.
Where's that right hand?
Hey,
that's what I mean.
Easy.
Seriously.
I'm not talking about her.
Where's the cigar at?
Both of them.
Where's the cigar?
Everybody relax.
Wow.
Anyways, let's not talk about what was going on around the court. Let's talk about what was going on the court. Serena fucking murdered this lady. From MNE. What is that?
Montenegro?
Is that what it is?
Might be.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it was Maine when I was first watching. I was like, she's playing somebody from Maine here in the first round. I don't believe that was the case. Serena's serve got very hot, and she just started boom, 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 and she was beating hell. And listening to the commentators, and I don't watch tennis as much as I should, apparently, they were saying this is the best Serena's played in like 5 years. Like this is
It's been a while.
They said it was the best she'd been moving in a while. I know that.
And I think she did gear up for this because this is kind of like her shit, right? This,
Yeah.
the U.S. Open is the fucking Serena tournament. So
Hard court.
if you are doing a retirement, or she didn't want to call it a retirement, I think she said evolution or something like that because she's going into a different chapter. And after listening to her do an interview afterwards and handle everything that was going on, that was a lot.
Yeah.
A lot was happening. I think she's a really fucking cool person. Like I think if you were to meet her and hang out with her, I think you would enjoy being around Serena Williams, although she is fucking Serena Williams. If you're going through that last stage and it's your tournament, you could see how she could get fucking jacked up for that. She was locked in during that match, like super pissed the entire time. And then as soon as it ended, it was like, imagine so much happiness. The place went crazy. They did an entire fucking run. Billie Jean came out.
Yep.
Terrible coin flipper. Pretty expensive coin flipper that lady is.
Hate her.
But she was awesome. She gave a great speech. Gave a great speech, as did Gail King with the interview. What a moment, you know? And it was the first time, and my wife and I were talking about it, it was like, oh, we should watch this. Like, Serena's the fucking... there's nobody that's going to touch Serena in women's tennis ever, right? No. I don't know tennis enough.
Again? Probably not.
No way.
I don't know. We got young Coco coming up, young Coco Golf. But you know,
Serena's dog, though, right?
Serena. She's one of one. Her and her sister, legends, Venus Williams. But Serena, this is amazing that she's getting this last run. Obviously, the GOAT. I'm mad I missed it. I was on a flight, but I'll definitely check out the second round.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
She also had to take years off in like the tail end of her prime because she decided she wanted to have a kid, you know, and that's basically what she said. Like, if I was a male, like, I wouldn't have had to made that decision. I would have just kept fucking crushing people and winning tournaments, but I wanted to have a kid. So.
I think she's a dog.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'd say.
she is in that upper tier level, and we don't know her. Never met her. Followed her husband and I follow each other on Twitter.
Yeah. He's a founder.
Founder of Reddit.
Reddit,
Yeah, Alexis. We follow each other. We DM'd a couple times.
Nice.
No big
I feel
deal.
like I'm part of it. But honestly, I don't know her, but you have to put her up in that competitive.
Yeah.
In that, like, the, you know.
She changed the game.
Pantheon.
The superhumans up there.
Yeah.
She's in my opinion, she should be in the Mount Rushmore type conversation.
Of athletes?
We talking about athletes overall, male and female. And she does some great stuff business wise too. You know, off the court. She knows part owners of the Dolphins. Her and her sister. Some other things.
All their clothing.
Wise.
She changed like tennis clothing, I feel like, too.
Sick year last night.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Her and her daughter had the matching, whatever it's called on.
Sick year last night.
She's just so dominant for so long.
Yeah, didn't she win a tournament while she was pregnant? Like before she actually had to like go and
I believe so.
I don't know if
Yes.
she
She
won.
was like 8.5 months pregnant. Won the Australian Open, I thought.
Yeah, I thought she won one. I don't know if it was 8.5
Baby almost
months,
fell
but-
out that night.
No, okay.
That's a lot. That's pretty
I
deep.
thought I read that.
No, but I do think she won the Australian Open.
Don't be a
while she was
horse's
pregnant.
ass,
Pretty deep in the
AJ.
pregnancy there.
Why are you such a fucking asshole?
I always said that because General Bob likes to talk about how his mom ran like 10 miles when she was 8.5 months pregnant with one of his brothers.
Okay, well, so
know?
General Bob, we just got the information. She was 20 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
Whenever she won the Australian
Still
Open.
crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah,
That's tough because a lot of times girls are still sick
Yeah,
at
it's
that
like
time.
peak
real
morning
nauseous.
sickness.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, congrats on a hell of a run.
Legend.
Are they going to have that type of thing after every single round here
They
at the
do
U.S.
normally.
Open?
I would
I
assume.
hope.
They normally interview the winner after every single match.
Okay,
playing-
will it be a full... I hope so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
She's playing number 2 in the world tomorrow.
Especially
Ooh.
if you're center
beats her.
court.
She's playing tomorrow?
I believe
Yeah.
so, yeah.
How much are those tickets?
Probably
know.
pretty expensive.
So she the underdog on this one? Number 2 in the world.
let me look.
I
She
would
was a heavy
assume.
favorite last night, I know.
She was minus 330. It
Yeah.
closed at.
The sports books being like, yeah, so Serena technically should lose.
She is.
the U.S.
She's big. She's not a decent dog. Plus 180.
Wow.
Okay.
Well,
That feels
betting on Serena
Yeah.
Williams. Just, I don't know what we're doing. The energy in that place last night, once she started painting with her serves, that place started just like the darts, just like the fucking darts. In between dart throws, everybody goes bananas. In tennis, in between serves, everybody goes crazy. And then silence! The person in the little chair
Yeah.
says.
That's why Kriegos is so awesome. Because when it is quiet, he'll start talking shit and everything.
What's the whole thing?
It's
To throw off.
Helps him hit it harder.
Yeah, helps him hit it harder.
Oh, that's just like max effort grunt.
Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What's going on with Joker?
well, he didn't get the vaccine, so
Yeah. Bullshit, but
can't play in the U.S. Open.
Nope.
Yeah, he's
So is it the U.S. Open that kept him out or someone else?
He's getting back into the
Yeah, I
U.S.
think that's what
But I thought we changed the rules, didn't we? Didn't the CDC? And now listen, I know we're listening to CDC. We're not listening to CDC. People are listening to CDC. It just depends on if they're saying something you agree with.
Correct.
Right, is kind of how this has gone, I think, with the CDC. Didn't they say vax and non-vax will not get treated differently anymore?
Yep.
So how come Joker can't come
If
when...
you're a citizen of the goddamn United States of America.
Oh, if you're... Well, that's a whole nother conversation.
That can't be part of it.
Well, he's
Is it?
coming after
I
all the
like
big
that part.
firms because he bought that one medical company to disprove all like the vaccines. So I assume they didn't take lightly to that either.
So what's that have to do with him getting back
So is he out of the U.S. Open forever?
in the
or what?
land of the free?
No, I think part of it is because he himself did have COVID and he had a big charity event and basically got like the entire country of Serbia sick. He almost killed Nikola Jokic.
Did.
All right, I think that's a
I
show.
was unaware.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's a show for today.
party was
We're
bumping.
not
though.
happy with it.
Honestly,
fair.
I think that's a show for today. We've done enough. You know, we've done enough.
Okay.
That's what happened though.
We have done enough.
That's real.
Lou's not coming back?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We've done enough today to really prove
I miss Kirkjian.
there's no... Tim Kirkjian made an appearance today as well.
Tim too.
Let's go to Devin in South Bend, Indiana. Devin, what's going on the 5 Energy phone line?
South Bend.
Hey, how are you today, Pat?
Hey, not bad. How are you, Devin? Hopefully great. What do you want to talk about, man?
Hey, first of all, I want to say that I'm a big fan of the show, and you guys do a great job every day, in and out. Like, I just want to let you know, first of all, that I'm a big fan.
Devin, we appreciate that. And it's not true, though. There's some terrible shows we put on here. Today being one of them. Anyway, what do you want to talk about, Devin?
Well, I want to talk about my Chicago Bears. There are a lot of people. I'm a Bears fan. I live in South Bend, Indiana, home of the Fighting Irish. And I'm about an hour and 45 minutes away from Chicago. So I go to a lot of Bears games. And a lot of people are doubting them this season because, I mean, we went 3-0 in the preseason, and all the Bears fans online are saying, we're going to win the Super Bowl. We're going to do that. And I'm like, shut up.
Oh, okay.
But-
Devin said the same thing you did, AJ.
Right. I'm like,
You guys are
okay,
samesies.
we're not a Super Bowl team, obviously,
Wow.
but Justin Fields has improved since last year, and I have seen it just in the first 3 preseason games. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on, the Bears. How do you think they're going to do this year? And do you think Justin Fields is going to be the man?
Great question, Devin. Let's get to it. So Bruce Arians was on First Take earlier today. Bruce Arians wrote a book called The Quarterback Whisperer. He's been with Peyton. He's been with Luck. He's been with Tom Brady. He's been with Carson Palmer. He's been with Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, yeah.
He's been with a bunch of quarterbacks going back long time. Always worked with quarterbacks, always worked on the offensive side of the ball. He was on First Take earlier, and he said he was asked who are some of those next quarterbacks that have it that he thinks in between the ears. Because he said making decisions is the biggest deal of who's a quarterback, who's not a quarterback. If you can make the throw, obviously that's a thing. He was talking about in between the ears. He said Patrick Mahomes, he thinks has it. He said Justin Herbert, he thinks has it. He said Justin Fields, he thinks has it. And I remember, I literally looked at Darius, I said, Justin Fields, holy shit, because he didn't say Mac Jones. He said Justin Fields. And you had quite a good take on Justin Fields. What are your thoughts on him going forward? You think he's a guy, don't you?
I think he's a guy, but obviously just like any other quarterback, you got to put him in a good situation. You got to put good talent around him. Chicago has not done that so far. But he was my favorite quarterback prospect coming out after Lawrence. I had Lawrence 1, but Fields I felt like should have been a number 2 pick in the draft. And I think he still has the most talent. If San Fran would have took him at 3, they definitely aren't dealing with what they're dealing with today. So I like Justin Fields a lot.
He was a guy at Ohio State, right? He just won. That's all he did.
Yeah.
How was
he came in with very high expectations, and he, I think, exceeded those expectations.
How'd he handle it? It seems like last year there's a bunch of fuckery. He was quarterback for them, and there was we're talking about the play selection that was made for him. He wasn't on boot much. There was kind of, a lackluster offense, maybe, that you can make a lot of excuses for why he didn't have the success. They were in turmoil. They were turning over and everything. But it seemed like he was just consummate professional. I don't think I saw anything that would make you believe, like, this guy is going to be, a distraction or any of the bullshit that was potentially being said about him while he was coming into the NFL. Remember, there was narratives trying to be cooked about him that we all think was potentially sabotage, so he would fall so that other teams could get him, which is a bullshit, dirty part of the game that does happen during draft season. But he seems like the fucking guy. And hearing him and BA talk about it, I was like, okay, not taking Justin Fields as serious as we need to, and it's strictly because they're in the middle of a full turnover in Chicago. Will we ever see him be great? And when he was great at Ohio State, did he handle it like just a fuck? I don't remember anything about him off the field other than he just fucking works, and he was a vegan and yoked.
Yeah.
I think, right, AJ?
He was a pro. When he was at Ohio State, it was partly during COVID and everything, but he was an absolute pro. He felt, I at least feel like from watching that dude from the outside, like, he came in, he transfers in, and seemed like, okay, he felt like an adult. Like he was a mature dude that was in control while he was in college. And so he goes to the Bears, and I feel like the exact same thing is in place. But let's see if, obviously, he needs everything around him to go decent, at least for him to have some success, I think.
I like the fact that him and Aaron, too, talked afterwards and after the game. And Aaron told him, like, hey, keep this alive, this whole Bears-Packers thing. This is a big deal. Yeah. And I think Justin Fields was asked, and he said he wants to beat the Packers or something like that. 3 goals. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to beat the Packers. Chicago loves this dude, huh, Zito?
Absolutely loves him.
Can't do anything wrong.
Yeah, probably not. No.
Chicago.
They need a guy.
They need a guy. The league is better with Chicago's good. And
when was the last time?
Cutler.
What, 06?
06 Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl run with Grossman. Even then, they didn't have, who a lot of people thought they could have or should have had at quarterback. But have they had a 4,000-yard passer yet?
No, never.
Yeah, so he could be that guy. But once again, you got to put him in a favorable situation, put weapons around him. The things they've done in Jacksonville, at least on paper, it looks like they're at least going in to try to help Trevor Lawrence.
A lot of money next year, by the way.
Let's go to and also a new stadium coming up. Let's go to Gabby in California on the 5 Energy phone line. Gabby, California, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, boys?
What's up, man? What do you want to talk about?
So I got a question for D-Bud. I've been trying to get in. Well, first of all, I'm a Raider fan, and I can't not say the fucking disrespect is insane that we have the same odds as the Giants to win their shit division as we do to win ours. But
your division is very tough.
DB, all right, as a D-back in the league, I was wondering, would you rather have like an elite D-line in front of you or be part of an elite secondary?
Ooh,
great question.
That is a great question. Damn, that's tough. I would say elite secondary, just because you know where your guys are going to be, communication pre-snap, figuring things out throughout the week, game planning and prepping. You know, you just obviously you got to be on the same page. Much like O-line, like O-linemen aren't really shit without the guy next to him being on the same page. Very similar with D-backs, but it does help when you got an absolute dog or a few dogs coming off that edge. But if I had to choose one, I would say a dominant secondary unit.
Yeah,
but you want both for sure. Yeah,
one makes the other.
One definitely helps the other. So if you think about like that run when the Broncos, when they went in just in the Super Bowl. Peyton's last Super Bowl. You know, he wasn't playing great, obviously, but you had Ware and Von Miller coming off the edge, and then you had Talib, Chris Harris, Roby in the slot. You had T.J. Ward. Like you were stacked on the back end and in front. And when an offense has to play against that, like that's tough. You heard Matt Ryan. He talked about picking up the passing game, but the pass rushers is what changes the most with quarterbacks. So if you got to deal with that pass rush and then you got DBs that know where the hell to be, that's tough.
Because you have to decipher the coverage and you have to watch your ass.
Yeah.
So that's all happening pretty quick. Bruce Arians said, from the snap to 3 seconds, who can process and make a decision and make a throw? That is the difference between who can be a quarterback and who can't. It was actually very insightful for, I think he was on, I don't know how long he was on First Take. I saw like 10 minutes or whatever. Anytime he starts talking, I enjoy listening, man. So good luck to the Raiders, though. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Look, you know, the reason why you have the same odds as the Giants, because like the AFC West is just
different division.
Every team could win the Super Bowl.
This is literally not about if you're a better team or not. It's about how you'll fare in your division. And your division is going to be tough. But maybe the Raiders go. Veteran quarterback, a lot of dogs, new ownership or new management. So it might be a fresh breath in there of competition and maybe a whole new vibe, I guess, which is a lot of people are saying. Maybe the Raiders going to run.
Speaking of, they just traded one of their better secondary members, Trayvon Mullen, to the Cardinals. So they did that today as well.
Okay, they picked up old buddy Rocky Sin, right?
Oh, yeah, and the trade from India. He had a good year last year.
So they've been making some plays.
Yeah.
It seems like they're also trying to piece that. They go all in on Chandler Jones. They go all in on Devontae Adams. I think they paid Crosby, right?
Yeah, they did.
Renfro got another deal. They're going.
They have studs everywhere.
Waller's supposed to be paid soon, I think.
Yeah, he's trying to get a new contract.
Which you should.
They're very good at the football. They're going all in over there.
Yeah, McDaniels with that offense is going to be something to see. I mean, depending on their own line.
I was going to say, I think they have a chance to have the best offense in the NFL this year.
Plus 700, not bad odds, AFC West over there. But you have to remember, you're also betting against Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert and the boys. And Russell Wilson and the boys.
That's tough.
So that's why the odds are the way they are. But let's remember that, you know, the odds are gettable. They know the same shit as we do. If you think that McDaniels and that Raiders team will be able to piece it together in a new, you know, energy, and the AFC West is going to beat up on each other. There's going to be losses. You can win that division, I think. 10, 11 wins.
100%.
Who can get there? All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're going to see one of those teams in a primetime game for like the first 10 weeks of the season.
That's awesome. Just like the NFC West last year.
Yeah.
Because the first Sunday Night Football is Denver, and then the first Thursday night game with Amazon is KC Chargers. It really is almost every single week.
Well, congrats to all of the broadcasts, and congrats to the AFC West. You bring in the richest owner in the NFL. Yesterday I said richest owner in sports, and somebody did correct me. I guess Ballmer, the thigh grabber, and pretty cool, man.
What about the Waltons? That's not the richest?
No. So I guess Ballmer's got 100-something bill.
He's got that.
Robson Walton's only got 60 to 70 bitch-ass billies. That's all. He's the richest in the NFL.
What does Steve Allen have? The Microsoft guy.
Well, so is Ballmer.
Similar to Ballmer, but I don't think as much.
Ballmer is Microsoft guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Paul Allen is what, third or fourth at Microsoft? Microsoft was just creating billionaires over there.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Ballmer was at those pool bars with Bill Gates.
True.
What?
Oh, don't say what.
I didn't see any pictures of that.
Look at his face.
You did.
What? I didn't know that. I don't know if Ballmer wants that out there.
I didn't hear that.
No, he doesn't care. He's got $90 billion.
Pretty cool, man. Jeremy in Ohio spelled Jeremy on the 5 Energy phone line. What would you like to talk about, pal?
With a G?
Jeremy.
On O.J. Howard and why he got cut.
Okay, what is it, Jeremy?
He's just shit, pal.
All right.
Bingo.
That's pretty rude.
Yeah.
I mean,
O.J. Howard, Super Bowl champ.
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't ever forget it.
Friend of the program.
He was good on the show.
Freak athlete, too.
Freak athlete. If you're in the NFL, who said it? Mark Schlereth.
Yeah.
So if you're in the NFL, you're a great athlete. And before he could even get his next words out, so thank you, Mark. Thank you for what you just said. I had top 2 hands on the team when I was there.
Top 3?
No, yeah, top 2 probably.
Top 3?
I heard people were voting.
I give you top 3 for sure. Consistent.
I have pretty good hands. Darius, you think your hands were too good to be a holder? That's why you weren't good, because they were too soft? That's why you couldn't figure out how to catch a snap?
I don't know. I mean, I thought I was pretty good.
Wow, it was a little slow. I mean, that's what everybody said.
Yikes.
Hands are too good. He's got buttery soft hands, this guy. That's why I asked him earlier, how come you weren't a wide receiver? It feels like you tall, fast, athletic, can catch everything.
Got to depend on too many people. Be good. I had to bet on myself. I didn't have a
smart.
Like I said, you gotta have a lot of good people. I gotta have a good play caller, good O-line, good quarterback. Nah, just put me on the island. Let me win my matchup
and figure it out.
Yeah, let me figure it out here.
Dan
I did play some receiver though.
Dan Orlovsky threw you the ball a bunch of times.
Nah. Oh well, yeah. When I was a scout team DB, he was a senior hot shot quarterback. But yeah, it was fun practicing against Dan.
What do you think Dan Orlovsky's up to right now? He's watching film.
Grinding right now.
Playing lax.
Yeah.
Might be laxing with the boys.
Let's call Orlovsky.
He should be coaching that UConn team.
Should be.
I mean, actually, he probably has.
NFL Live's coming up.
Yeah, 2 hours of prep meetings, probably wrapping up right now, right?
Do they do that? 2 hours every day?
I assume.
That'd be wild.
I would have gave Orlovsky a shot coaching the UConn. He put us on the map.
Yeah.
It was Dan's town for a while.
Yeah.
Fucking state.
Proud of Shelton.
What are we even talking about?
Dan answers. We'll talk to him. If he doesn't, show's over. Hope Dan's happy.
Yeah. Get it right, Dan.
Yeah, he might be in hibernation too, because he's got a long 10,000 hours coming up for him from now till February.
He's got a college game coming up, doesn't he?
Probably.
10,000 hours felt like 10,000 days. No,
Is that one of the Thursday games?
Show's over. Is he calling this Purdue game Thursday?
No.
I'm gonna look
It's on
it up
Fox.
right now.
Nice.
Is he got WVU Pitt? Who's calling it back here, bro? What
Probably
channel is
Herbie,
it?
right?
Is it?
On Thursday?
I think so.
What? I don't think so. What?
Herbie's doing Ohio State Notre Dame, 8 p.m.
Yeah, on
Thursday. What is this guy?
You're gonna wheel Herbie out?
What was that? No, you don't think West Virginia Pitt's a big enough game for Herbie?
I think it's a huge game. I don't think it's a primetime game at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
I assume Orlovsky would have
It is.
Rutgers,
Thursday night.
Indiana.
Yeah, I think
Thursday
it
at
is.
Is it Thursday?
Thursday
At
at
8.
7. Sorry.
7 Eastern.
Yeah. Kirk might be on that.
They should just mic up Graham Harrell and just listen to what he's saying.
Let
the whole
him
entire-
commentate the game?
Yeah, the whole entire game.
He could do it.
He can do anything.
I just hope he can fucking
I mean,
keep
game
that.
game day's there. That's why I said Kirk is probably calling it.
Oh, are they really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's keep it within 7.5.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Lock that in.
Let's just, yeah, that's a lock.
And the over. Whatever West Virginia points over is, I'm going to hammer it.
Good luck with Slobodon slinging the pill.
No, because they're going to score fast too. But guess what?
Pitt
Harrell and the
returns,
boys are coming right back.
6 all-conference players on defense.
Never mind. Never mind. I will not be taking that. Never mind.
Don't just come and go like
I
that.
will take West Virginia 7.5, but never mind.
Okay. Graham Harrell.
Graham Harrell.
He's got a plan.
They're going to keep it close.
You know what that tells me? They got a lot of the same guys back, so he's got a lot of film.
True.
He's got a lot of film to look at.
Jesus, Neil Brown.
So Graham's the OC?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's Pat Nordazzi. He is officially the Chris
Bickle. Class of 95.
97.
Chris Bickle, class of 97, head coach of the University of Pittsburgh Panthers.
That's right.
Pat Narduzzi. He leads with this man, Devin Slovon.
No, Slobodan Milosevic.
Keaton Slover. Slover something.
That's not his name. And then on the other side, that's Neil Bryan. Had success at Troy. We're trusting to climb with the Mountaineers. It has been some time. We haven't climbed that high, but we hope this year will be the altitude that will not be able to breathe without a mask, is how high we're going. With that quarterback right there, who is obviously a great player.
JT Daniels.
I don't think he
Maybe.
won the starting job, but
okay.
nonetheless, West Virginia plus 245, why not?
Actually,
And Neil Brown, they took a page out of the Pitt book because it's now actually the Zook the Nuke class of 2008 head football coach of West Virginia.
I am not sure if the Zuccari family has purchased
be.
the naming rights of the head coaching role.
They should.
At West Virginia,
I did
but
see him in pads the other day.
I
Yeah,
did
he
too
looked
on his
awesome.
Instagram.
Is he the starting quarterback?
So he did say he had years of eligibility left if we needed them. I don't think that's how the NCAA looks at it. I believe the NCAA, you have a clock as soon as you enroll in school. You have like 5 years with a red shirt in there. Then that can be extended with a blue shirt, gray shirt, all these other shirts you can potentially put in there. So like you could almost get a doctorate as eligible. I think he has outlived that. I do believe Zuccheri at this point will not be able to play.
Bring him back.
But Zuccheri will be present in the massive backyard brawl on Thursday night.
You're not going to like who's calling it.
Who's calling it?
Pitt alum Louis Riddick.
Oh, great.
Nice.
So now every completion, I have to hear about what the secondary
What
should
a
have
great
done.
throw by Slobodan Milosevic.
Is it Dan? It's Steve Levy, Dan Orlovsky, and Louis Riddick?
Matt Barry and Louis Riddick.
Oh, nice. Fantasy football advice for
It'll
next
be good.
week.
It'll be
Not
good.
that Matt Barry.
Oh.
It's Sports Center, Matt Barry.
Yeah, Barrie.
It'll be good. I'm excited for it. Louis Riddick's a professional. He'll call it right down the center.
Love Lou.
He's very solid secondary member.
Oh yeah, I like Rudy. We need more secondary guys calling game because nobody else knows what the hell's going on back there.
Yeah, I think we're going to do a lot of that this year where somebody gets blamed and looks bad on the internet, and then we're going to be able to utilize film and say, well, actually, what was supposed to happen was this and this. We're actually going to do that tomorrow, I think, because we already got the plays picked out. Can't wait for that. We had an incredible Tuesday. We hope you did as well. Say nice things to those who've been released from teams because nobody knows what the future looks like for anybody. Will they find new homes? Hopefully. Will they go play in another league, try to get another shot? Maybe. Will they be selling insurance?
Maybe.
Maybe. I need some positive advice. Go ahead, AJ. Have a great day. Darius, thank you for stopping by. To all the boys, thank you for your hard work. Michael Lombardi, Lombo, in the first hour. It was great to catch up again. Hashtag PMS is dead, still trending #1. We'll be back tomorrow with more bullshit, more big guests, and more big conversation, and our video game.
Hell yeah.
Released tomorrow. So it's a big day. It's a big day.
Yeah, huge.
Huge day.
It's an opportunity of a lifetime tomorrow.
That's right.
Let's enjoy it all. Thank you all so much. Goodbye.